Invasion success.
16-bit, I mean, he's still working at NRS, so we have to replace him, I guess, right?
I guess so.
Man, who should we get?
Well, it's got to be someone controversial.
It's got to be someone who will speak their mind.
Not afraid to call someone out.
That's true. They got to be able to back it up too with some decent reason, at least some sort of reasoning, right? Like they can't just say blanket statements and just back off. Like
Yeah.
so.
All right, here we go. Well. Just when you thought we were gone forever, here we are back with another edition of MK-related audio entertainment. Now, it's been a long time since we've done one of these things. We are a little older, a little wiser. A lot has changed. And by looking at TYM, a lot has stayed the same. So,
That's true.
yeah. Now, we do have a familiar face or voice on this podcast. Say hello to the slippery one himself, Slips.
What's up? How's it going? How's it going, K7?
Very well. How have you been?
How's life?
It's good. It's improving every day.
You're not digging in dirt anymore, right?
No, I'm out of the dirt business. Thank God.
Okay.
Thank God. All right,
That's good.
so let's see here. We got a lot to talk about. We got a new game. Mortal Kombat is back. How you liking the game?
I love it. Well, we can get into that later, but I fucking love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
cool.
it.
It's tight. Wait, I think we're forgetting something here. Like, we got me, we got you. There's someone else, right? That should be here.
Yeah, we're -1.
Oh, okay. Well, he's your boy. Where is he?
Well, 16-bit, I mean, he's still working at NRS, so we have to replace him, I guess, right?
I guess so.
Man, who should we get?
Well, it's got to be someone controversial.
It's got to be someone who will speak their mind.
Not afraid to call someone out.
That's true. They got to be able to back it up too with some decent reason, at least some sort of reasoning, right? Like they can't just say blanket statements and just back off. Like
Yeah.
so.
They can't be afraid to call someone a fool.
That's true too.
All right, so let's please welcome 16-bit's replacement.
What's up, fools? What's up, fools?
Holy shit! Of all
Oh
the
man,
replacements.
hey, thanks for having me on. I really do appreciate it to be on, the best, the most popular, the most controversial MK podcast of all time.
There you go. Pump us up.
There you go.
I want people to know that like I know Dave says some crazy stuff. He pisses normal casual players off. He pisses scrubs off. He pisses top players off. He's pissed me off more than once.
Yeah, on this very show.
This very Jesus Christ. But Dave, like, I mean, the dude says what he wants, and usually, even when I get in an argument with you, Dave, at least like you'll have some sort of reasoning, and I'll do my best to prove you wrong, and then you'll rebut, and we can agree to disagree. But that's the beauty of it. At least at least you have like a reason. It may be way off, but at least both sides of the argument gets said. So welcome on, Dave. I think it'll be a good addition for sure. I mean, the 16-bit's gone. Like, there's really no way to replace him. We gotta have. I mean, he was controversial. 16-bit. I mean, he flew off the handle on anyone, on anything. It's pretty much irreplaceable. Dave, you're the next best thing.
Well, I agree with you. I don't think anybody can play 16-bit. He's I think one of the very best, Mortal Kombat players out there for sure. Especially what he's been, what he was doing, MK9, winning with Injustice with pretty much a low mid-tier character. So nobody can replace him. His big mouth, his big ego, but again, I just want to thank you for having me on. Allowing me to express my mind.
Yeah, and hey, I want to say something about 16-bit. Like, that dude gets a lot of hate and a lot of jealousy, like on forums and in chats. That dude earned his spot at NRS. He went out there, he spent thousands of dollars of his own money, he made a name at tournaments, and he applied and he got the job, and he deserves that.
I want to point something out on that as well. Like, me and him both worked there during Injustice, and we both wanted a job there. And I was just like, man, you know what? I'm just going to work my ass off here. I'm going to find all these fucking bugs. I'm going to find as much broken stuff as I can, and I did the best I could. But I was like, I don't want to go to tournaments though, because what if I get blown up? What if I lose? Like, that's going to not look good. 16-bit went out there. He put his neck on the line, and he fucking performed with Catwoman. He worked his butt off in that department, and Ed Boon noticed that. And when Ed notices you, I mean, that's the big dude. And I mean, he got noticed, and that's how it's done. Like, so props to him. He earned it for sure. He earned it using a low mid-tier character. So props to him. He deserves it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he eats, he sleeps, he lives MK. So
he is the biggest fan for sure.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Talk to him about Mortal Kombat. I guarantee I would put money on the line that he would know as much, if not more, than anyone else on the planet. He knows more about MK than the people that work there at NRS. That not only work there, but work there from the beginning. That's how much he knows. It's awesome. A lot of that. Well, I don't want to comment too much, but I mean, yeah, he's earned a spot.
Well, let's actually give him props for, I think, the best commentating at just to lead on to Evolution, from
and his personality, yeah, and his personality too.
And I think his commentating, he gives insight of the players, talks about the insider info that a lot of the casual viewers may not know, talks about the personalities, and tries to get the audience to care about the players.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of the few people who can actually do that, and he makes you care about the players, makes you care about watching the match, gives you the insider info, and I thought he did an excellent job of that.
That's another thing that we'll never really be able to have on the show, is we can be like, who did this person place at this tournament? And Steve would know immediately.
Yeah, like, just know. He wouldn't have to look it up. He would just,
I don't even know. I don't even understand. I think the only person that's even remotely as good at that is Pig. But even Steve beats him in that too. So we'll never have that, at least.
But I mean, me and Slips talked about it, and we think this community needs a podcast right now. So that's kind of why we're bringing this back. And this is an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. But I think we should start with EVO. So what do you guys think of EVO?
It was awesome. I mean, I couldn't make it. I didn't have the money. But man, just watching it from the stream, I was like, man, this is awesome.
It was really good.
The game's really fun to watch. It's hype. It's just fun. It was fun. It was great. There was just, especially when you got past the pools, like every match, I was just, man, I ordered a pizza. I got that big dinner box from Pizza Hut when you get
So
with all the dipping sauces.
Oh my God! And then I had the chicken Alfredo. Oh, it was terrible. I was living it up.
That sounds nasty.
Yeah. It was a great tournament though, man. So many. Where do you start? Like, I don't even know. Like,
So many blow-ups.
a lot of blow-ups.
Yep.
Well, let's start with the positives. I mean, what do you guys think about, you have Zyfox.
Let's start. Yeah, let's start off biggest surprises.
Yeah, I think I would say Zyfox.
Zyfox easily.
What impressed me the most is this match. The one that he, won to get top 8. He was very calm, and we know how he usually is. He's rocking the chair. He's a nervous wreck. But this time, he sits down, plays the match, doesn't say a word, doesn't move, and wins it. And in a convincing fashion against, I believe, Soulface it was.
That's a tough opponent too.
Salt
Face beat a lot of good players, man. Didn't he beat DJT? Or he got a really good scalp, I remember. Like he
I don't remember, but I think, Soulface, best Melina player, like he just
he beat Gross. He beat Gross.
Yeah.
He beat Gross and he beat Alucard. Those are
he eliminated Alucard, I think.
Yeah.
Then I think another surprise.
I think like Zyfox, like he definitely found his character. Because Lord knows it wasn't working. Takeda wasn't working for him. It's insane, really. I was like, how in the world is Zyfox getting top 8? Like,
Damn.
Let's be serious. He's the crybaby of the community. Remember when the Liu Kang changed? Like he got patched and he made that thread. Like, oh, Paulo, please, you gotta change it back. Like, now Liu Kang isn't even good. He sucks now. Oh, it was a begging thread of please put him back to the way he was. You motherfucker, you just got top 8 at EVO. Like, get the fuck out of here.
You don't get to beg.
You don't get to beg for more, like, the character's obviously fine if you just made top 8 with fucking Liu Kang. Jesus. But props to that. That was a huge, holy shit, what the fuck surprise. And, milky situation.
Yeah, exactly. The other one is Reptile, out of all characters, who the Reptile community deemed the worst character in the game. Black fellow losing his fucking mind, And I like Pip Jim's status update after, If you guys saw that, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. Reptile. Literally, who saw this coming? Nobody saw this coming.
That's my dude from Game Facts.
Yeah, but exactly. And he's from Game. But let me again, like, we have THTB in my local scene, says crazy stuff, is absurd sometimes, but he plays that character, and I play that character. And let me tell you this: is he top tier? No, he's not. But is he low tier? No. The character has 50-50 mix-ups. Has good pokes, has good movement.
What's wrong with him? Besides,
I think the damage.
The damage, and I think the problem is, like, they say that is, like those force balls are a little bit slow, and they are. But in terms of the basics of the meta game, he has almost everything. He doesn't do as much damage as as your Kung Laos, as your Jaxes, as your Aaron Blacks, but he does have the necessary tools.
He's got armor, he's got mobility, he punishes, he's got, like you said, 50-50, he can somewhat zone. I mean, and Noxious. He was using Noxious.
Yeah, the stink.
What does that one even bring to the table? I don't even know.
It's
the
like
other
free
two,
damage.
the other two are interesting because, like, he can turn invisible. He's got the flash trait in the other one.
This one is like he goes stinky and
it's like Grundy's Grave Rot.
Exactly, and he can actually kill you with that.
It's hilarious when he does.
Yeah, exactly. And I was playing THTB a couple of times. I'm like, dude, what the hell killed me here? And then he's like, close to me, these things are unblockable. They take damage to you.
Does he always have it?
He always has a little bit, and you can do an enhanced version for extra.
Man, that's like crazy to me. Wouldn't like being invisible, like, doesn't he have a string where he can turn invisible and have frame advantage?
With the EX one, I think.
Right, like, man, like that. What do I know? Whatever. But I mean, that to me, I don't even see how that one's the best variation. But hey, He got top 8. What do I know? What does anyone know? Because
And
everyone.
exactly. And let's be serious here. I think this was this his first tournament ever, or one of his first ones?
This was his first for MKX, but he did go to some for MK9.
Okay, well, I think he probably could have performed better. I mean, let's be serious here. You at EVO, I was there, Slips was there. You're playing, you're on the stage. There's thousands of people watching you. You get nervous, especially if it's one of your first tournament. I actually think he probably could have performed a little bit better if he had more experience. I mean, what do you guys think?
Man, I've known Milky since 2011 when he was just an online or dedicated Reptile player. He's always been a beast. And I know he's been going hard for MKX. So I think with a little more experience, he's going to be a player.
I think first of all, Reptile players have got to apologize because that was a fucking huge blow up.
You're saying Blackfellow has to apologize?
Since 2011, the Reptile players have been the cesspool of shit in the community.
Oh my god.
They're terrible. They're awful. He was good in MK9, and we had to constantly hear about how bad he was. Meanwhile, Chris G, who doesn't even play the game, is the best Reptile. That's how bad they are. And then this game, it happened all over again. It took an online warrior to show how good he is. And I want to point this out too, even Yomi was saying Team Yomi was saying he was bottom 5. I know Yomi's putting out their tier lists and everything. And people's it makes sense. They're a group of top players playing with each other. They should know the most. They should understand the game the best. But even then, they can be wrong. I mean, Michelangelo, bodied by Reptile. Slayer, bodied by Reptile. This is supposed to be a bottom 5 character. So, I mean, I know, it's really easy to listen to Yomi, but if you like a character, just play with them. Look at Milky. You can do it. Is Jackie really that bad? Do we really know? We don't. I'm just saying.
It's only been 3 fucking months since the game was out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people forget that. They jump to conclusions.
I don't understand why Jackie's not good.
She's not a top. She's not a bottom 3 character. That's absurd. She's probably mid-tier. Mid-tier.
There's nothing wrong with her besides having shitty armor, but
yeah, exactly. And if they decide to buff that, she could be easily top 10. Easily. Trust me. I think
she's got 50/50. She's got anti-air. Her walk speed's good.
The best in the game, by the way.
What the hell? And meterless damage. She does good damage too. So if you like a character. If you like Blood God Codal, for God's sake. Well, okay, maybe that one has been...
Oh, look at fucking Madsen. He used Blood
That's
God.
True. And
he was wrecking ass with it.
That's
sense.
True, yeah.
That actually was a brilliant pick. Well, who was he fighting? He was fighting a character that does chip damage. Was it Lao, or... I can't remember.
I think it might have been. I forget who was facing. Madsen, he's, from Germany. He's a Sub-Zero player. And in one of the matches, he decides to... all of a sudden, bust out Kotal Khan, and everybody was like, "What the hell is he doing?" But
it was brilliant. He was playing a Kung Lao that was using Buzzsaw. It might have been PL. I can't remember. But no, it wasn't PL. Anyway, he was just constantly taking reduced damage.
It was Big Boy. It was Big Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I mean, Big Boy was hitting him, and it didn't even fucking hurt. He did the overhead into the low buzzsaw, and it did 4%. I was like, man, he could have blocked it, and it might have done the same amount. I was like, that's a brilliant pick. Kotal is pretty much all about War God, but hey, that's just proof of sometimes there's a variation that's actually, and it's not go-to, but there's situations where a variation's better than the primary one.
There's a lot unexplored with the variations. People are just sticking to the best one right now, but that doesn't mean it's the best one for that matchup.
Yeah, I'm just putting this disclaimer to everyone. Just if you like a character, if you like a variation, go into training mode, stick to it, try and find as much as you can. there's not. We need more players like Milky's situation.
Well, speaking of, another unlikely variation, we have P&D Ketchup, my fellow European man, getting top 8 with Sorcerer Quan Chi, not your usual Michelangelo summoner. This is the armor that this is the one that you can place those those portals and have different effects. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I said, and when I saw it in beta, I thought it was broke. I was like, this is out of control. Like, I was playing, I forget who, it might have been maybe J360. Because he was in the beta testing it. I think he put me in the corner and he summoned it. And I was like, the worst is when I broke the armor and I started comboing him and he fell back into the portal. And then I did a spear and it went, his armor activated. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? And then I was back in the corner because of teleport. And I was like, this is broke. I was like, so, I don't know. Most people play Summoner, but that one seems fine to me. I was like, this is like Bane in the corner. Like, this is nuts.
So is it like infinite armor as long as he's in the portal?
He gets a free hit of armor, and then I don't know what the time limit is, but if he goes back into that portal, or I don't know if he stays in it or what, but he gets another, like, he'll be flying through the air and you'll hit him and he just falls to the ground because he's back in the portal again. It's stupid. Stupid.
It sounds broke.
Yeah, it's nuts. So and the other one's good too. Like, no one's even looking at it. No, Summoner.
Oh, the hands one.
Yeah, that one's good too. Like, that's more of like a traditional Mortal Kombat X style. Like, he's got a good wake up in that. Like, he doesn't have that weakness in that one. So
yeah, he has I think it's down forward one. I think it is. It's the wake up. When he grabs you, it's a low, and then it's the only variation where he actually has like a wake up armor move.
Like, he plays traditional Mortal Kombat X in that variation. So I mean, if you're playing Summoner Quan and someone's really in your head about the vortex and they're just fucking you up, you're just like, fuck it, let's go toe to toe then. Let's see if you're really that much better than me. I mean, just saying, like, there's multiple variations for.
Well, yeah, I personally use Quan Chi. I still think like Summoner is the best one, but because Quan Chi always has the back two, always has the rune, so like his overall gameplay is, his fundamentals are solid, because they carry from one variation to another. But I was very surprised with Ketchup's performance in Sorcerer, just amazing performance, and you guys know I'm a zoning zealot, I love that shit. And this guy, I'm very, very happy that that he made top 8 with a zoning character.
Is that how you say it, zealot? I always thought it was zealot.
It's what? It may have 2 pronunciations. I'll check the dictionary. By the way,
it's zealot.
It's
zealot.
Zealot. That's how Tom also says it. I'm like, dude, Tom, it's zealot, dude.
It's zealot.
It's zealot. Yeah.
Not zealot.
I'll take your word for it.
Oklahoma slang.
So we have, not a surprise, DJT also in the top 8, Kung Lao Tempest. No disrespect to him, but I think this is a guy that probably, either wanted to win the whole thing or at least get top 3. I mean, what do you guys think here?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be a little disappointed. I mean, he did everything he could. He went to, everyone at Yomi was pretty much... I'm going to say I'm a little disappointed in, well, I guess I can't, but Yomi is pretty much, that is the dedicated group that is like, we're going to win EVO. We are here to win EVO. That is a group of hardcore players playing every day.
Mm-hmm. They're like the VSM of this era.
Exactly.
It's even more so. At least, VSM was pretty much just 4 guys. This is like 7 of them or something. Like,
yeah, the best.
And they're all really good.
They just live in a bunker and play Mortal Kombat all day.
How many of them made top 8? MIT, DJT, is that it?
Zyfox.
So 3 of them at least.
Yeah.
But how many 3 internationals made it? Man, where are you? The rest of you guys. That's what I'm wondering.
What happened to Forever King?
Where's Forever King? Who did he lose to?
He
I don't
was
even
on
know.
stream.
I heard he lost one of the matches to Big D.
Oh.
Big D's Ermac. And I forgot who the other one was. Pig, I think Pig told me. Of course, Pig would know everything, but
Did he
told
get
me
DQ'd in the other match?
he couldn't find his shoes again. No, I don't know. I don't know.
His shoes.
I have no idea, but I'm not sure. Like, he's a player. Again, he lives with these guys, and I
No
know he
excuse.
expects to do better. I know he expects, because I know the guy. I know he expects to do better, and this is not a blow up, but he needs to deliver. Like, this is I'm looking. I don't even know what he placed here. Did he even place top 30? Like 2?
I couldn't even find his name.
I don't think he's in 32. I think 64. Top
64. Like, I mean, you living with freaking Yomi, man. You gotta place better than this. It just is what it is. You live down there. You gotta deliver, and you're a responsive player. It's not a blow up. I mean, am I right or wrong here?
I agree. I mean, I think his little brother did better than him.
Exactly.
He did.
Yeah, his brother actually placed. Was it
Right?
tops?
13?
He
Something like
got
that.
at least top 32. He got pretty far.
No, it was top 16. He was
Yeah,
right
it
away
must-
from top 8. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got top. Yeah, he placed 7th. Tied 7th with various other players. So, but I gotta tell you again. I also gotta talk about close friend of mine, Rio. Also placed 17th.
What happened?
This is a guy. Again, I have respect for the guy. You guys know me privately. I talk about nothing but positives about him. But all he has done in this game is copy players. He's copying Sonic Fox's Aaron Black. He's copying MIT's Tanya. What else is he copying? There was a time he was copying Michelangelo's Quan Chi. What the one thing that this player has something that he has invented something original. Where is the Cabal that he's going to show us? Where is the tech? Where is the flash parry? All he has been doing is copying other players.
I don't know, man. Like, he seems very influenced by other players. Like, I know, like, not to blow up Tom, I mean, just anyone. Like, he seems very impressionable. Like, you can tell him something and he'll believe it. And I know, like, like, Tom will tell him about this or that, and Tom will say, this is like the Scorpion debacle. Tom's just like, this is batshit crazy. And then Rio backs it up. And it's just like, Rio, you know better than Tom. Like, you got better credentials. I'm sorry, Tom, but you got better credentials than Tom. It's like, you've clearly shown that you understand NRS games better than almost anyone. So, like, why don't you just think for yourself? Like, I don't know why he doesn't have the confidence to do that. I remember when he was playing with Sorcerer Quan at one of those Yomis, and I was like, man, this is awesome. Like, he was summoning that portal. He was just zoning all day. He was winning all the trades. He was forcing people to come to him. I was like, man, this is great. I was like, this is great. Like, and then like I never saw him use him again. I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird. He's a great player. We know he is.
I think it's. Just
I don't
a
understand.
case,
Like, he didn't regulate with Bone Shaper Shinnok, and then he was Tanya all for EVO. Like, what was up with that?
He used. I mean, I've also seen him use Predator at one point, which I'm not sure why you would, experiment with the character if you're going to EVO. The character's banned. Why would you waste your time? I just don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it.
His priority seems messed up.
I think he just hasn't found his character. Like, a lot of the characters he liked are not in this game. Like, I think Noob Saibot's his favorite character. He's not in it. Cabal's not in it. Like, he's just trying shit.
He loves Tanya, though. Doesn't he? I don't know.
I don't know. He's been playing Tanya.
Yeah, he's been playing Tanya recently. I heard he was going to main Predator. I don't even know which variation. I assume it's probably going to be, his Q10 or Hunter, but I have no idea. Because I do think let's be serious, he's one of our best players. People say he's a tier whore, and he is, but dude, when he picks that top tier, he's almost unbeatable. I mean, we've seen what he did with Cabal. So, but But another player, that I want to talk about, and I know you guys are curious about, is Pig of the Hut. I believe he plays top 32 or top 33, top 34, something like that. Kenshi. I mean, what do you guys think? That character, we know that character got a lot of buffs, but is he viable? Can Pig Kenshi, and can he place top 8 consistently?
Well, I mean, Pig lost to the same dude twice, a really good player, like Alucard.
Right.
So, I mean...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it was close. It was super close, the second match.
I'm not sure what to think about Kenshi. Like, I don't know. He doesn't seem bad. I mean, is he top tier? No, but we just saw Katana. We see Sonic Fox playing with Katana, and I mean, no one considers her top tier, so it's clearly I don't think this game is this game's a lot further along as far as balance goes when it comes to MK9 and Injustice. To me, this is like right now we might be further along. It's hard to say, but we might be further along than Injustice at the end game of Injustice as far as balance goes. Who's like beyond broke right now? Like, do we even have like Martian was beyond broke, Aquaman was beyond broke,
Zav was of course well balanced.
Yeah, like
not for a cyborg player.
Who's beyond broke right now? I mean, Bone Shaper Shinnok is
that's
the
new thing.
That's
that's the new hotness, but yeah, I mean, he didn't even get top 16 or anything.
Yeah, well, top.
Well, he didn't get top 8. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get top 8. Well, transitioning from Pig, let's talk about one of my favorite people here, Wound Cowboy. I know, I understand. He was and honestly, dude, I was rooting for him. Obviously, huge Shinnok down player. It's ridiculous, like, talking to him. But he did place 9th. Just one match away from getting top 8 that I personally wish, he would have gotten. I mean, what do you guys think about his performance? I think he did very well.
He did great.
Just shy of that top 8.
He beat some good people.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He lost to the Terry brothers, which it doesn't really. There's no shame in that.
There's no blow up there. I mean,
outside of Sonic Fox, they're the best this country has to offer. Which is also interesting at Yomi, that those two seem to be the most consistent by far out of all the Yomi players. So they're really shining out there, I think. Anyway, yeah, Wound did he did great. I mean, he beat Gross. He got some scalps. He did a really good job. Maybe it's Bone Shaper Shinnok.
There were a lot of Shinnoks at that turn.
There were.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I want to talk about some other people give him credit, but I mean, dude, at one point, 5 consecutive Shinnok players on stream.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I don't think this character is necessarily broken, but you cannot ignore the ease of use.
Well, I mean, what doesn't he have? He has a 50-50, a vortex,
True.
zoning.
Yeah, he's very good zoning. Very, very fast projectile. It's very difficult to react to. He's got the traps, with the meter burn hell sparks that kind of loop into each other if you run cancel correctly, and you do the forward 4. So just the tip of the hits, you can backdash, you can armor. Again, he has the vortex. Low scoop. I mean, oh my god, like 90% of the screen. He actually punishes a lot of projectiles with that. So I don't want to hear this shit out. This character can build meter. He can build meter, and he prevents the other character from building meter. Because if you can throw your projectile, you can't build meter from a distance. Because he's going to punish you with the low scoop. Which, by the way, gives an untechable knockdown. Which pretty much gives a free forward 4 unless, you armor. You can backdash. This character is very, very good. In my opinion, he's top 5, top 10 for sure. So that's why, you saw many of them.
I agree. He's probably at least top 3, I think. He's
3?
like you said, he's got like you said, he's got everything.
What's his wake up? What's the does he have a wake up?
Scoop?
The scoop?
He's got the scoop. The scoop is 15-14 frames for the launcher. You got the shoulder, which I believe is 12 or 11 frames. So it's slightly faster. You know,
They're both good.
yeah, they're like it's good. The point is, and let's not forget about his down one is amazing. It's 6 frames, very good range. You hit it, forward 4 is free. Can't backdash, can't armor, can't do anything. So he's one of the best characters as stopping your offense and getting his turn back. So if I hit down 1, forward 4, 1, down 2, meet up in Hell Sparks, now I'm plus 12, and now I do what I want. He's one of the best characters at doing, at getting his turn back and kind of doing whatever he wants.
Isn't his forward 4 like 7 frames or something?
Exactly.
It's super fast.
That's pretty much a down. His down 4 leads to combos. Like that's
exactly
what that is.
Imagine characters having a low poke that leads into damage. That's what he has.
Yeah. He's
And
fucked up.
Cowboy wants to talk about, but Dave, that move has no range, dude.
No
Like,
range.
like,
It's
hello?
it's
Yeah.
around.
Here's the thing. Here's what he doesn't tell you. If you run cancel slightly and extend the range of the forward 4, it will not come with 7 frames, obviously, but it'll probably come with like 13 to 15 frames, right? So that still makes it better than probably like 90% of of all the normal attacks in this freaking game. Like that's a big deal.
One thing I noticed watching all those Shinnok players play in a row is like they just refuse to do the overhead. Like they refuse to actually do the vortex. Wound was one of the few that actually do it. It's like they were terrified to do the overhead. It's just like, you know what, if it's not even that thing is like minus what, 14? It's not exactly an easy punish. Like you have to really
It's not even it's minus like 10 or 11. It's not
like,
even
yeah, that's a hard punish. Like you have to read it. Like you can't. I hardly ever saw it. Like they're doing throws, they're looping the pressure. They're just pressure.
Well, let me tell you, I
this
think
is a vortex, and they're not using it.
Well, I think the thing is because it's kind of hard to combo from it sometimes, because you gotta dash and do forward, 4-2 1 plus 3, the fireball, and the 4-2 is kind of hard to hit sometimes. But once people master,
you're learning the character.
I know, right? But that's just, I guess the hardest thing about him.
How fast is the overhead? Like they say you can see it, right?
That's
No.
bullshit.
Bullshit. 18
Bullshit.
frames.
18 frames? You ain't seen it.
No, you're not gonna see that. That's nonsense.
That's
You
dog
cannot,
shit.
you cannot react to it. There's no way.
So they want a 7 frame low and like an 8 frame overhead.
Well, if you ask Cowboy, that probably gives you that answer.
Should we ask Cowboy?
Is he on?
Let's see. Hold
Get him on here to blow him up.
on. Can you invite him?
Is Dave spreading his propaganda?
Yeah.
Obviously.
All right, so we do have a special guest here, Mr. Wound Cowboy, 9th place at EVO. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me. Yeah, 9th.
Are you emo?
Yeah, probably 9 out of 10, I'd say.
9 out of 10?
Yeah.
Is there any moment in the match versus MIT where you're just like, man, I should have just done this instead and I would have won?
Yeah,
Like it was close, wasn't it?
It was. I blocked literally every damn overhead thing he did in that string. And for some reason, at one random time, I got hit by it, and that really hurt. Another time I did a really stupid jump in, which you whip punished. Those are the two that stand out. Like I just messed up really badly. Yeah, I didn't go for the overhead enough either.
It's funny. I was just talking
We
about
were
that.
talking about the overhead.
Yeah. Well, the problem is against most people, maybe it's just because like I'm used to playing them, but that option kind of I don't use anymore because it's better just go with the delay low. So I made the mistake of assuming that he was doing that, which you can't do.
You can't assume that they know. You
Right.
can't assume that they have that matchup knowledge of fuzzying, not in tournament.
Yeah, I agree. Like Ducky does it every time, so it's 40%. I just got to readjust against other people.
Ducky's very good at fuzzy guarding.
Yeah.
What do you think of Bone Shaper Shinnok? How good is he?
Top 10, definitely top 10. I'd say, I mean, the restand's really good. His footsies are good, although my main problem is that I like the forward 2 and the other variations. Because, I mean, in Bone Shaper, basically your footsies are the projectile and down 4, which, I mean, are good, but it's not quite the same. I know, but overall, I'd say he's better equipped to deal with counters with people zoning him, and his zoning is definitely its best in that variation.
What's
So he's
his
good.
What's his weakness?
Well, it's kind of like I said. For me, I don't really love the footsie game that much because, like I said, I'd rather have that string to go into my pressure. So I'd say it's that, and he also does relatively low damage.
Hold on.
His footsies or his weakness?
They're not as strong as in the other one. I'd still would say that.
Cowboy, I'm gonna say one word to you. Apologize.
No, it's the truth. The reason Bone Shaper is good is, well, two reasons. One, he builds meter better.
How fast it forward for?
In Bone Shaper, or
Yeah.
wait, forward is for 7 frames, yes.
Let's
But
say
that's not. You've got to be close to.
Hold on, let me
that.
finish. Let's say you run cancel and then do it.
Right.
So that gives you the extra range. How fast is it then? Probably like what, 14, 15 frames,
I
probably.
mean, that's impossible to calculate because
I know it's impossible, but it's probably, if you do it right, that's probably what it is. So that's probably still better than a lot of characters. Dude, the characters' weaknesses are not footsies. That's insane.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying his footsies are bad. They're just not as good as on the variations.
They are better in this variation.
But what about versus other characters? Like those fireballs destroy everything.
Dude,
they're projectile footsies, and
Dude,
that's the weakness.
Oh, you mean the ground sparks or the straight projectile?
Either one, really.
No, the straight projectile. Dude, the straight projectile is one of the best fireballs in the game. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, it's good.
What do you mean it's good? It's one of the best.
I agreed with you, yeah. What else do you want?
Because,
Agree harder.
I'll repeat it again. I'm a zoning zealot. You know that.
Right.
And that projectile is one of the best projectiles in the game. What is the startup, like 14, 15 or something like that?
15, I believe.
Yeah, and it travels very fast. If you use a Visey, nobody's going to react to that.
Yeah, I know.
And when you do it in strings, it creates slight pushback, especially after forward 4, 1 down 2.
Right.
Meaning a lot of low pokes will whiff while you get to continue your offense, or at least threat to continue it.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound like not good footsies? If anything, those are great footsies. One of the best is in the game.
Because it's still just a fireball. If I'm right with it, they get hit, and it's 8%. If I'm right with my other footsie tool, like 4 or 2, and the other variations, I'm getting a combo or a block string into pressure. It's not the same.
I think
the reason Bone Shaper is better is because one, he has the low string, which is hit confirmable, which is kind of a problem as the variations.
True.
2, it builds a meter, which is one of his biggest weaknesses is building meter.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially in the other ones. So that Bone Shaper is definitely his best. It's just for me personally, I prefer to have that string, but I'll still play Bone Shaper.
But if I recall correctly, these are your own words.
Okay.
Bone Shaper's time is up. I apologize.
That's an exaggeration. My point is though that I think a lot of people are still weak in the match. So all I mean is they think it's broken now. I don't know that will be the case once they figure it out.
Cowboy, what do you think of this top 5, top 3? Is it a bill?
Yeah, he's not. He's a top 10 character.
Top 10 only.
Yeah,
who's top 3?
Yeah, who is the best?
I don't know.
I find it hard to believe that the biggest weakness of Shinnok is his footsies. That's his weakness?
They don't like that.
And he's top 10.
Well, no. I'm not saying his footsies are bad.
I'm not being convinced. I am neutral, and you are not convincing me.
Okay. Well, just compare. So what is he? He's a down 4 and fireball. Like, how does that compare to like Cassie or Raiden or Devore for that matter?
If you have meter, you win footsies with those up fireballs. You win.
Yeah, but they're negative. Like,
when you have meter, it's
the EX is plus, and just do a 50-50.
No, that doesn't work that way. You can't. You used to be able to do that, but since it was nerfed, you can't just do that in the neutral anymore because
hold on a minute.
spaces out too far.
You can repeat the same string though. We just talked about it on the show. You can. It's plus 12. You know this. If you run cancel correctly.
No. I'm saying just using the fireballs and the footsies. Like, I can't just get a 50-50 anymore like I used to.
No, I agree, and thank God for that. But I'm talking about
I know that.
general pressure.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But this is your
The other
logic doesn't-
thing, the other thing I would say, the reason people overrate Shinnok is because usually the risk reward is in the opponent's favor. Take Kung Lao
What?
for example. Yeah, take Kung Lao for example. You know, I get him in the fireballs. I get my plus frames. I go up. I can do the guarantee low, which obviously is safe. But if I do anything else, he guesses right. Like that's 40%. Shinnok does like 30 with a bar. That's not a good risk reward.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
30 into a reset? How much chip damage does forward 4, 1 down 2 fireball do?
4%.
4%, so you do 34 at least. Not to mention that you continue your offense and end with the meter burn sparks, which probably adds like maybe 36, 37.
Well, if I
Plus
had meter
a
at that point.
And
If
then
I had
a
meter.
throw,
You're
then
doing a
throw.
4% chip.
If I
You're
go for a
building-
throw, that could be 40%.
Dude, you're not listening. 30. It's free. What do you mean you do it? It's free after the. You can backdash forward 4 after the reset. It's free after the fireball. It's
Oh,
you're
okay. I thought you
busting.
said after sparks.
It's free. You're doing 4% chip, building
Mhm.
33. 1/3 of a bar.
Right.
Dude, what do you? And by the way, you stop most of the characters. You stop them from building meter because full screen away. Guess what? You probably have the best anti-zoning tool in the game, aside from
Right.
maybe Scorpion's teleport. But I would
Yeah.
argue that the EX Scoop is the best anti-zoning tool in the game because it's faster than Scorpion's teleport
Yeah, it
by
could
like
be.
5-6 frames. So this meter building nonsense, dude, you're again downplaying. This is Sinestro all over again, man.
Whoa. Meter building?
Yes, this
Uh,
meter building is awesome.
Even in Bone Shaper, like, I can't just keep looping it. Like, usually it ends and I get 14% and then they're full screen. Which is good, but
So
it's not like I
full
can
screen-
literally just loop it.
If you are full screen with Bone Shaper, you have the advantage against every character, with the possible exception of Quan Chi and Predator, and the HQT variation.
Hmm.
So
Also, do you realize that this Kung Lao scenario, they are risking a lot themselves? Like, what if you read that he's going to do the spin? Like, then it's even worse for them. Like, they're the ones that are constricted, not you. You're acting like you're the one that's having the problem. They're the
No.
ones that's in the problem.
Well, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, Shinnok does have to take risks. I'm not saying that.
And this is just Kung Lao. Not everyone has launching 5-frame armor.
Yeah, I know. My point is, no, it's good, but I'm just saying Shinnok has to take. People act like, oh yeah, he does whatever he wants. It's fine. No, he has to take risks, which is fine. I mean, it's a fighting game, but I don't see that as being broken. I
How
just
do you
think that's
explain-
where I draw the line.
Cowboy, how do you explain all the Shinnok players? And I know, I think you're the best one. With all the respect to DR, which I will address soon because I have to. But in my opinion, you're the best one, and you know what I think extremely highly of you. You know this.
Yeah.
But how do you address all these Shinnok players, during pool play?
Mm.
At one point in time, I was a Slips. I stayed at home and I watched the whole thing. There were like consecutive five Shinnok players in a row on stream.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the reason? Is the character easy to use?
Yeah. He's
Is
very.
he better than you? Is he better than you think he is? Like, how do you explain that?
It's a combination of a couple of things. I think he is easy to use. There's no doubt about it. So, and then people saw, like DR doing well with CEO, flavor of the month thing, and also, like I said, people are bad at the match. So it's kind of a combination of things. I think that's the reason we've seen him so much.
What can people do better in the match?
Not be afraid to play the guessing game. Like a lot of people just sit there, like after the sparks or whatever, and let me
Yeah,
do whatever
because
I
they
want.
have to.
essentially. No.
Shut up!
No, they-
Shut up! I'm tired of this bullshit. They sit because they have to block the low after the meter burn health sparks. What are you talking about?
But they never make the guess. Like they're scared to make the guess.
Guess. Forward 4 is free. What guess is there?
If I do anything besides
Block
that,
the low, you can't get out of it. Which, by the way, he shouldn't have, because that's the brain dead offense of the game. You should be able to at least be able to armor every single time. And you were doing this.
what?
The moment that move went from like plus 24, which was completely absurd, it was plus 14. You were starting your oh my god, life is over as we know it.
Mm,
Shinnok is not that good anymore.
For
That's the-
imposter, I maintain that really hurt. But for Bone Shaper, yeah, it's fine.
But what do you mean? Like they're just sitting there? They have to sit there because
But they have to, but if they have to take the guess sometimes. Some people just kind of opt out and let me do what I want. Like, you got the guess sometimes. I don't. There's no other way to put it.
What are they supposed to do?
Armor or backdash or normal even. Like, it depends on the character. If
I mean, yeah, some characters just don't have. Like I play Scorpion. There's no way in hell I'm gonna spend a bar a meter like armor. I'm gonna use. I need that meter.
Mm-hmm.
And if I use that meter, I'm getting 14%. Like that's nothing. I'm not gonna use armor there.
Oh, in that case, you can poke or backdash.
Poke.
Like,
poke? Wouldn't I still lose to the overhead if I poked?
I mean, it depends on the scenario. Off of the sparks, you can poke. Off of if I do the restand, maybe not. But yeah, I'm saying more about after the spark guessing game. No. My point is that Shinnok, I'm not trying to downplay. Like, he's a good character. I'm just saying he does have to take risk. So I mean, it's fine, but it just doesn't sell me on him being broken.
I mean, even Martian Manhunter has to take risks. Even Cabal had to take risks.
Not really.
I don't know about that. Like
Martian got mix-ups on top of mix-ups, and he's usually plus afterwards too. I don't know about that.
Why wouldn't he? When is he not taking a risk?
I mean, meter-borne orbs are not a risk.
I mean, you're throwing meter around.
Yeah, he has meter. He builds meter really well. He can always be safe.
Well, I think you lose me when you say that this footsie stuff that you said. You kind of start losing me. Because
I mean, his footsies are strong. I'm just saying. I think that compared to like I said, like Cassie, Devore, Raiden, that's not the same. They're good, but it essentially comes down to the fireball and down 4 in that variation.
I agree with K7. Honestly, like looking at him, maybe aside from his meterless, the damage is kind of low.
Right.
It's like K7 said. I don't know what. I can't identify a clear weakness in the character.
I mean,
maybe there's some characters who do it better, but I just I don't see it.
Well, I think we just wanted to get. I mean, we all know Wound is the master down player. We just wanted to see it. We wanted to see it firsthand, so we were just like, you know what? He's online. Let's give him a call.
Dude.
So you refuse to apologize?
Apologize?
Apologize.
Why would I apologize?
Cowboy, you made some ridiculous statements. You saw my thread. I know you did, but you were in Las Vegas. Are you going to apologize for calling? For saying Bone Shaper's time is limited. That's what you literally. Those are your words.
Yeah. Well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it?
The master.
Oh my god.
Will you at least admit his bone hands look stupid?
Yeah, those are absolutely
They look
terrible.
retarded.
No, I like the bone hands.
No.
I will say, I think his bone hand, like on his hands, look really dumb, but the sound effect of the actual bones is cool. I like that.
I can go with that.
Yeah, the flick. Come
So
on.
is like Shinnok your guy? Have you settled on a character in this game?
I don't personally I don't think Shinnok's very cool, but I mean he fits me the best. That's just why I use him.
What was up with Sub-Zero? Why were you using him?
Pretty defensive character. Who I thought potential, or at least before when the game came out, was probably top 5. But nah, he has a lot of weaknesses. I don't care for him.
Do you miss Shang?
But yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
This is my favorite character. I don't give a crap about Shinnok.
Why don't you like Quan Chi?
Okay, go ahead.
He's Shang Tsung's rival. I don't like him.
They had a bond.
Yeah, but it was kind of not a good one.
He betrayed him.
Right.
Who was better, Sinestro or Shinnok?
Wait, you mean tier-wise?
Yeah.
I'd say I feel like Sinestro.
Alright.
But it's possible Shinnok's better.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean...
So there you have it. Wound Cowboy refuses to apologize. I respect it.
I mean, Slips, what do you think? Is he top 5?
Yeah.
He said
Why?
top 3.
Yeah, you did say that.
Why?
Because his weakness is his footsies. That's why.
It's a projectile and down 4.
No, it's not.
A
It's forward 4.
projectile. 2 projectiles at that. One that gives him frames.
You can't do
That's
anything with
his
frames, though.
weakness?
You can't use the frames.
What does that mean? Yes, you can.
You don't get, if you're using them in footsies like that, you don't get frames because of the spacing. Like, essentially, I would just have to run in and try to do something, but now you have the frames to blow me up for that.
The fact that I have to respect those sparks and the fireball and the downfall means I'm just sitting there. Which means you can just run up and 50-50 me whenever you feel like it. It's
Or
just
it means-
every Shinnok is just pretty much it's spark time.
Or
And so
it means
just
you
have
could
to
run
sit
in
there
and try to
keep
blow
the
me up.
spark guessing game until he runs out of meter, and then you can finally play. I think this is just the beginning
Why wouldn't you just run in and do something, then?
because
Instead
of
of waiting.
sparks and down 4 and
Look at the risk-
fireball.
Look
And
at the
down
risk
1,
reward,
by the
though.
way.
The thing
What's
that
that?
most people don't understand yet is that, like, you just basically switch between respecting it and then literally just going in. That's what Honeybee did against me at CEO, and it works. Like, you pick your moment, you go in, and you mess them up.
I know,
I
but you
don't-
can also get punished for that too.
Right.
I mean, he's taking a risk too.
Because
Yeah.
he's the one running in on you while you're just
Yeah,
standing.
when someone's
thinking that-
blindly running in on you like
Mhm.
that. They're risking it. Like you have to give them props.
Yeah, I mean, I do. That's what I'm saying more people should do, though. Most people are just paralyzed, though, doing nothing.
And I'm saying Shinnok players aren't taking advantage of when people are paralyzed about the sparks and the down 4. They just do them because they know it's good. Like there's more guessing. Like there's more opportunity there for Shinnok players, and that's why I think
I agree.
It's
I'm
tough.
not saying he literally can't do anything, but there is a game to be played. I think people are acting like he just dominates it.
Alright, since you're not going to apologize, tell us what is next for you. I understand your emo. Anybody would be completely, and I
Yeah.
do. In my opinion, you deserve the top 8. But what's next for you? Are you gonna
Well-
keep playing Shinnok? What's your next tournament? What's next for Wound Cowboy?
I mean, yeah, I gotta play Shinnok because I don't know of any other character in this game that I like. Maybe Kung Jin, but yeah. I'm going to the Texas tournament in about 2 weeks. Was it 3 maybe? So I'll be there. Gonna try to continue to improve. My goal was to place, so that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, like I said, EVO sucks, but I just have to use it to get better.
If you had made top 8 at EVO, would you have quit the game?
Yes, on the
Okay.
spot.
What? Why?
I just want an EVO medal.
Do you not enjoy the game?
Not particularly.
Don't care for it?
I don't really like set play, so obviously that's a problem.
But wait, you liked Injustice, though.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Nope.
Whoops.
There are moments I enjoy, but I don't know.
Well, there's kind of a mixed feeling about the game, but I think it's cool.
Sometimes it's fun.
Is it just like the 50-50s? You don't like that shit?
It's just, it's too easy to set up the offense. Don't get me wrong, some people over-exaggerate. There definitely is some defense, but I feel like the offense is stronger and always will be.
Because
And I'm not a rush down a fool, as you know, so it's also a problem.
not without Upskull.
No.
Well, at least Shinnok's like somewhat like Shang. Like he has an upward projectile.
Right. I will say. Shanks
Enjoy
was
that.
better. Shanks was better, though.
Really?
I can jump over this one. It's irritating.
It does happen sometimes, to be fair. Yeah.
Sucks. Like, I'll make the reader going to jump or something, and it literally goes through
But you have like, what, 7-frame uppercuts, so you're good.
them. Even that loses sometimes, depending on the jump attack.
No, it's pretty consistent, though. It's a lot better than some of this other entire garbage that exists in this game, you know? And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
So, in my opinion, his entire game is fine.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of irritating because the sparks sometimes work and then sometimes they don't. I just don't know, like, when it's going to.
Do you think a lot of it's like you just don't have a character you love in the game?
That's part of it. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
motivated me to stay on with
That's-
MK9, because I love Shang Tsung.
Yeah, I get that.
But I think Shinnok is stupid. I hate him.
He's all right. He's cool.
It's
Yeah, he's
lame.
a bad guy. He's a badass.
Looks like
I hate
a
it.
pope.
I hate his voice.
Yeah,
I hate his
for real.
costumes. Dude, that samurai skin. Someone needs to apologize.
That's kind of weird. I don't know where that came from.
He's not Asian.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's whatever though.
All right, Cowboy, we're gonna let you go, man.
Okay.
All right, thanks for coming on,
Thanks
dude.
for coming on, dude.
All right then.
Yeah,
See
we
ya.
appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye.
I just cut him off. He's like, bye. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, downplays.
Let's wrap up Evo though.
Yeah.
So let's talk.
Like, what was your guys' favorite match from EVO? One match. You can only pick one.
Well, the first one that comes to mind for me was Honeybee and Sonic Fox.
Oh, the comeback.
That man, Sonic
He
Fox,
clutched so
dude.
hard.
God, why he does this to so many people? He did it at the DJT when DJT was using fisticuffs, Johnny Cage. He did it to MIT when he was using Scorpion. It's just like he gains power the closer you get to. It's like he casts what's that Sephiroth thing or whatever.
What?
It's like he casts Ultima as he's about to die, and you're just like, oh, you're just like, no. It's I love watching as Aaron Black because you can really see how he manipulates the guessing games on those rush punches. In the beginning, like he always goes into the meter burn like grenade,
Oh, the grenade.
like the low
Yeah,
he
the-
always
the
does
plus
it.
frames, yeah.
Yeah, he almost it's brilliant strategy. He first just tries to beat you in neutral. He tries to see if you're just going to give him damage by doing that meter burn grenade. If you block it, it doesn't matter. He still got frames. And then when it gets down in the nitty-titty, he'll start doing that fucking grab. And you'll see it like even in the beginning, like even if he doesn't have the meter, he'll just do the rush punches. He won't even do the grab. He'll just do the rush punches and that's it. He saves that grab till the very end. And it's the worst because it's like you see his opponent has 2 bars of meter. It's just like, oh, even if he hits him with that meter burn low grenade thing or whatever it is, they're gonna be able to break. And then he's going into that grab, and then that's 12%, and then he does it again, and it's just adding up, and it's just like, god damn it! It's like they're so conditioned to block the low grenade. Now they're eating the grabs, and he does it every time, and it hits everyone. And it's brilliant strategy. Like it's just Sonic Fox. He's a smart player.
I like the caltrops, like in the corner. Like that's good shit. It's dirty. The guaranteed damage.
It proves, man. It's Sonic Fox is winning with Aaron Black. I mean, he's good. I consider like a top 10 character. Like he's got weaknesses. He's good. Like he's got all the tools, but he's not like holy shit. This is ridiculous. And then Katana too. Like Katana's mid tier, and he's just taking people to town.
Well, let's give Sonic Fox credit, and I know I'm one of the people who has criticized him probably more than anybody. But I have 2 favorites. One of them is him, pretty much with all due respect to DJT, bodying DJT with Katana. I never saw that coming. I thought 60-bit was playing Katana at that moment. That's what it looked like to me. I'm like, dude, what am I watching? It's Sonic Fox out zoning, not doing 50-50 mix-ups, random armor moves, random teleport, out zoning, and probably the second best player that we have seen, and beating him convincingly. To me, that was amazing, and it changed my opinion about Sonic Fox as a player completely. And the second I would say is Zyfox beating Soulface. Why? I think we saw growth in a player. Again, he was labeled the crybaby of the community. He got blown up by everybody, by 16-bit slips, everybody. But his composure in that match, to me, was amazing. He played it right. The match looked good. He did some stuff we've never seen before, and I'm very, really happy for him. That he made a top 8. He definitely deserved it after all the hard work he's put into this game.
My favorite, I'm thinking Dizzy versus Brady.
That was crazy.
That was like every round was right down to it. It was really intense. And fucking Tom pulled it out. Like I know he's super emo. He didn't get like top 8 or whatever, but that match was, I think, the hypest of the tournament.
That one was good too. There was one other one. I racking my brain. God damn, I
There
can't
was a
think of-
lot of good ones.
There
like,
was a lot of good
yeah,
ones.
like top 32 to top 16. Like every match was just something awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's wrap up EVO. But I thought it was an awesome EVO.
What do we think about the international players? I mean, we gotta talk
Foxy,
about that.
Foxy, he fucking
Yeah, let's give him some credit. He did very well. He outplaced, the other.
He
the
outplaced
other.
TJT, who we all
Yes.
thought
Mhm.
was the best.
He was very, very close to, winning the
I
whole
mean, as far
tournament.
as
Let's
Kung
be
Lao,
serious. Yeah.
we thought, DJT's the best Kung Lao easily, and then Foxy. I thought, I don't know why in grand finals, Foxy went to Buzzsaw to get Sonic Fox off of Katana, which I thought was a brilliant move, more 50-50 based. And he got him to Aaron Black, and then he never went back to Tempest. And you can see Katana definitely gives Kung Lao problems.
Yeah, wow. I think it's because he was down and he would have been locked in. With
She really
Tempest.
she really limits his mobility with those air fans. Like he can't. Let's talk Kung Lao. That jump two, like we just look at it and like, oh, that's a good move. That move blows people up. Jump two and between jump two and dive kick, and then just run up and that long reaching punch and down four. Like this character is ridiculous. But like, I mean, she can compete with him in the air, and her footsies are good enough. To me, she's very much like a fairer MK9 now. Like down one fan is kind of like the new down one cutter. Down one EX fan is really good too.
Yeah.
And then she still has she's got forward 2-2 and stuff like that. And she's also got that string where she gets with that low that gives her frames and stuff. So and all that gets you scared. Like you don't want to jump. It's hard to play footsies with that down one, just like MK9. And then, Fox just runs up and throws you, and he just keeps doing it. It's very reminiscent of MK9. And that armor, too. Like, that's something she didn't have in MK9. MK9, she had the better runaway because of the ass move. But this game, she's got armor, and it's launching armor. So I think that's the trade-off from this game to MK9, and it's Sonic Fox knows that. And brilliant stuff.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit. And I think I want to give credit to all the players because sometimes people forget, like, you're on the stage, you're playing, there's thousands of people watching you. And it's hard, like, you're under pressure, you're trying to do well, you're trying to execute your combos, trying to make the right reads, and it's very, very difficult. I mean, Slips, this, you place, like, what, you have 3 or 4, EVO, top 8 placements for Tech and Tag, the first one. You know how difficult it is, under pressure, thousands of people watching you. It's not easy. This is not easy stuff. This is not you're not playing online. You're not practicing. This is hard stuff, and these people deserve credit for this.
I think what really brought me back is when I was watching it on stream, and you can hear your character's moves and the music echoing throughout the whole room. Like, because you're not used to hearing echoes while you're playing, and that kind of really puts it in perspective. Like, why is there an echo? Oh, because it's on a big screen, and there's thousands of people watching me.
Wow.
And that really, like, damn, like, that kind of, like, that took me back. I was like, man, that sucks.
One fuck up and everybody sees it.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, fucking over 1,000 entrants for a Mortal Kombat game. That's we've come a long way. And I thought it was pretty awesome.
Let's talk about the game. Like, what do you guys think about the game itself?
Well, honestly, at first I thought the game was trash. Combo breaker. I'm just
Okay.
guys have me on the show. I'll speak my mind. I thought the game was trash.
All right, it was nice having you on the show.
I'm watching Combo Break. I'm watching Sonic Fox. I'm watching Dizzy. Literally, they were more on the ground than they were doing anything else.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is garbage. And thank God the NRS designers have kept changing the game, making it more footsie based, buffing the zoning characters like Kitana, like Shinnok. Adding Predator, which we can talk about later. Like, I think the game has changed for the better. It's more enjoyable for players, for spectators alike. I do like the game better now. The game is always going to be more offensive based, but I don't mind it. I like to play something different, even play like me. But I think the game is changing for the better. And I mean, would you guys agree with that? Because the patches have a lot to do with how the game is developing.
Yeah, definitely.
Personally, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, first, in the early tournaments, it was all 50-50s. You just
Exactly.
get knocked down, you guess, and you're dead. More recently, it seems to be going more towards pressure, which I like. It's more MK9-ish. So I like the direction the game's going. It's still we're still early in the game's life, so I think we should just see where it develops.
I love I mean, I said it earlier. I love the game. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think the early on stuff, I think that's just a transition from how our state of mind was coming from Injustice, which was very slow paced, very I'm full screen, I gotta deal with your zoning now. Let's do this for a little bit. We'll do this for about 10, 20 seconds of the match. All right, now we're in jump range. I mean, just very you can see everything coming, kind of. It's okay, now we're at 50 range. Now we can see what's going on. In this game, and early on in Justice Life, that's all we heard about. God, the zoning, the runaway, this is stupid. I mean, Superman, Black Adam just running away, Superman just shooting lasers all day, Deathstroke shooting. I mean, that's all we heard about was just how batshit and dumb it was. And then this game, completely the opposite.
Yeah.
There's a run button. People have 50-50s. The zoning, it doesn't even feel like it existed. There's a run button. And so I think so yeah. So to me, I came from Tekken.
Yeah.
Where there was no projectiles, there is no zoning. It's always footsies based, and your keep out is, Magic 4 or your jab,
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. So to me, I was like, this is fucking awesome. I was just like, what's my Magic 4? I was like, down 4, and I'm using Hellfire, and so I'm like, Flame Ore. I'm like, I'm thinking all these things to stop people from running. So to me, I was like, this is brilliant, and I think there was a transition period for the community of how do we stop run? How do we just stop people from just running up 50-50? And I think that we're past that now. You see it now. People aren't just running in blindly. Their down 4s are to be feared. They lead to a lot of pressure. They lead to 50-50s. You don't want to just run into a down 4 or, whatever tool that characters have. It's different for each character. So, I think that it was just a transition of how the hell do we stop people from just running in, and I think we're past that. And like you said, Dave, there's just some batshit crazy stuff early on because some characters are just stupid. Raiden Ford 1 being mid, and Aaron Black.
The blocking
Yeah.
with Raiden.
Yeah. Well, Kano had some of that stuff too. I do think the game is better now. It's more appealing to watch. You see more than the 50-50s. It's still offensive based, and I think it will always be because that's the game that that's the way the game was designed. But you have your Shinnoks, you have your Quan Chis. They're making they're doing well. So I do think there's more of a balance now, and it gives more variety to the game, which is all I've asked for. And I think that's what most people want. So everybody's happy.
Yeah, the patches definitely have pumped up the zoners, so to speak, and
Yeah.
the characters that are trying to keep you out. And zoning still seems pretty limited, but it feels like a lot of the keep out tools are really getting explored, and it's getting really hard to get in on people more. So I love the game. I love the balance. I think is in a great direction. I think only good things are happening.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. As far as the gameplay itself and the meta and where we're at, I think it's great. I love it.
I'm gonna be honest. I wanted MK9 just with new characters, and I think a lot of people wanted that. And it's not that. It's its own game. It's not Injustice. It's not MK9. Slips, you remember like all those times we used to talk about, oh, what's the next MK gonna be like? And you're like, oh, I'm afraid they're gonna add some stupid new meter, or some ultimate comeback feature, or some shit like that. Like, they kind of did all that. They like added all this new shit, and a lot of people don't like it.
I don't know. I think it's great. What's added that's not good?
Well, I mean, like the endurance meter, it governs your movement and shit. I mean,
I think that's good.
You think it's good? I don't know.
I mean, we're already. I mean, isn't that one of the main complaints? Is people running around constantly? There should be like imagine Scorpion. I can just run up to you and do my low into, Half-Life every time. Like I have to govern. Like that's kind of dumb. Like Devora can just constantly run in and do her string into 50-50 all day. Like that has to be good. Cassie can just run in at any point and always get her Like
yeah,
I think that's a good thing.
I get the run, but what about like backdashing? Do you think that should really take your meter? It's a little weird.
That is a good point. I think.
Why
Here's the
not?
thing. To be fair, and again, I can't even believe I'm saying this. Do you want a character like Quan Chi backdashing for free? What about Shinnok?
Yeah, I agree.
Now we're at a point at a time where if those characters can backdash for free, you're looking at possibly some very, very bad matchups. Because Quan Chi, not only does he have the best zoning, or one of the best zoning in the game, he has an unstoppable vortex. If that character has better defense, I honestly wouldn't want to play him, just to be clear.
One of the things that I know Paulo wanted to avoid is that people can just take a risk and then they'll always have breaker, and then that's what like Cabal having 3 bars a meter and he just throws out a full screen spin because why the fuck not? He's got just throwing out EX dash. Just he gets to take and I know Paulo didn't like that, or just Kung Lao just mashing spin because he's got 2 bars a meter, and I think that's good. Like there shouldn't just be, oh, I have full meter, I can just do pretty much whatever I want now. I like it. I think that's good, and I think that's smart. Like you can't just be a blithering idiot when you have full meter now.
What do you think about the block breaker taking
That
all your
thing's
endurance?
dumb.
I'll
agree with that.
Yeah.
That's a little much, I think.
Yeah. They should probably. I don't know whether you guys agree, but I think my initial suggestion was for it to take 1 bar of stamina and 1 bar of meter. I mean, I don't know if is that fair. Like, what do you think?
I think
Because right now you barely ever see that being used.
you
Almost
never see it in tournament. It's not worth it
Yeah, exactly.
unless you're gonna die.
Pretty much. Slims, what do you think?
I think it should take a bar meter, and it should take all of your stamina, but not like what a breaker does. A breaker takes all of your stamina, and there's like a 3-second penalty too.
Yeah, the delay on the recharge.
Like I think that's stupid, even for the breakers. Like that's just, that's just nuts. I think 2 bars for that is fine. You shouldn't like the pressure characters they're gonna suffer too much if it just takes 1 bar. Like, can you imagine Sonya? Like she just gets to knock you out at any point. She never uses meter for anything else, or I don't know. I think 2 meters is fine.
2 meters, no stamina.
No stamina, but no penalty. I don't think that penalty should be anywhere. Like that's devastating.
Yeah, it pretty much stops you from.
You can't do shit.
Yeah,
can't.
pretty much.
You're
Yeah,
done.
pretty much. Yeah, you can't move at all.
Like, god damn, I already used 2 bars. Now I can't even play the game for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Tom described it as a sitting duck, which is pretty much correct. Like, that's what you are. You can't do anything.
Paulo's taking your lunch money on that one.
Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, it's not perfect, but overall, I'd say 90% of the game I think is great.
Yeah, it's cool. I think the graphics are amazing. Like, it looks so fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, the presentation of the game is like top notch. It's
Music,
got to. Yeah, like everything. The presentation of the game, you just look at it and you just want to play it. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I love
I
the
got
little
people-
walk off where when you select the characters, they walk up to each other and shit.
Do you see Commando Johnny and
Yeah, the hinge.
Carl Weathers Jax? God, that's fucking awesome.
Or even like Shinnok walks away and says "foo." I mean, that's just you just remember that stuff. It's
Why
just
don't
in
you
your head.
main him? I mean, you have to main.
I
him.
do use Bone Shaper Shinnok as one of my main characters. Um, I was gonna use Tremor, and hopefully I could talk about it a little bit later. But I do use he's one of my main characters for sure.
I heard he's abysmal.
Who is?
Trimmer. That's the word on TYM.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Let me say this. I have tested the character. I think I'm one of the few players who actually played against other people, not just, let me go into practice mode, test this wannabe reset, test this, some of this nonsense doesn't actually work. I played against Master D, played against Playing to Win. Again, I played against good people. And I've dressed the weaknesses the way I see them. What do I see? A fool like DR making some nonsensical videos, mislabeling them, posting nonsense, and he is in fact, and I'm bringing this back right now, fool of the week.
Oh,
Why?
shit.
Let's go right here. I'm looking at Test Your Might right now. Quote: "I am DR, the originator of Bone Shaper Shinnok, bandwagon scare, forever 5th place at CO and the noob sideward of America." Okay,
Forever
placed-
plays.
you placed top. He did have it. It's CEO. I supported him. I want him to get top 8 CEO. He deserves it. He was the first one to do it. But originator? Are you kidding me, dude? I was using the same shit with Shinnok while you were making top 8.
Wait, is that
What-
gross? Wait, what?
What?
Like DR gross?
Gross.
No,
Is that
fool,
Gross's handle?
DR.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god, this guy.
DR.
There's
That's not.
DR gross and then just DR. It's,
Oh, so that's.
you don't know DR?
Dude, Slips, do you even go and test your mic?
DR. Yeah, I'm on Test Your Mind all day. I mean, I see him post. I figured that was gross blowing you up.
No.
Who's DR?
DR is the guy who got top 8 at CO with Bone Shaper Shinnok. He was the first one to do it. Did you know that?
I mean, don't say
not.
Shinnok.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's.
Someone tag DR in this thread right now.
Well, here's
I
the point.
I didn't know who he was. I thought that was gross. So he's just some guy.
Yeah.
He's some
Dude,
white dude.
Well, okay.
Again, man, do not make me protect him. I just name him the fool of the week.
Okay.
The point is this. Do you seriously assume we're a bunch of illiterate morons who can't read the patch notes? Dude, anybody who read the damn patch notes about, Bone Shaper Shinnok knew the character was going to be good. You didn't originate shit. No, you were the first one to do it, and we all give you credit. But don't go around saying, I'm the originator, I did this, I started by rank. No, you didn't. You didn't do any of that. That's what, it just doesn't make any sense. We give you credit for placing, and you'll always get that credit, but you didn't originate anything. He's very easy to use, and in fact, Cowboy's better than you anyway, so I don't want to hear anything from you. That's the last thing I want to hear.
Holy
Get
shit.
out of here, man.
I mean, what's wrong? I looked at Tremor a little bit. I don't know about this crystalline or metallic, but I mean, Aftershock.
Slips. Before you
Aftershock
embarrass
seems all right. What's wrong with
Slips,
Aftershock?
Slips, do you even have the character before you? I've noticed you have some issues recognizing the variations. Do you even have the character?
Yeah,
Slips, did you download the character?
I'm just saying. I looked at Aftershock. Aftershock looks fine. Like, what's wrong with Aftershock?
The problem is, okay, here's my problem, and people can read this for themselves. They can make up their own minds. No 50-50 mix-ups. We know how that's important.
Wait. That's not true. He just jumps at you, and that's a 50-50.
For what? 5%?
If you meter burns it, shit. That's a full combo.
But it's super punishable.
I mean, It's
I'm
something.
talking about where's the 50-50 mix-up that Aaron Black does, that Jax does? There's some of the other top tier. Where's the Devora pressure, that Louis Kang pressure? Where's that? Where's, dude, his fireballs? 14 frames of startup. Are you kidding me? 4 slips. K7. I've been playing 2D fighting games for like 10 years. I've never seen a fireball that slow. Never.
Well,
What are we
hold
playing?
on. I think the character is more like a setup type character. Like he gets you on the ground and then he starts planting these projectiles on you. You can't just sit full screen and start throwing 30
it's
frame
not-
projectiles.
Maybe he's just not a zoner. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
not.
think you're trying to make him a zoner, and
That's what
he's
you
more of
want
a
him to be.
setup. He's more of a setup character.
He may be a setup character, but at what point, again, if you're going to use a setup, there's the rock drop, and that is a good setup. It's an overhead. But what point would you ever use this 40 frame fireball that has 40 frames of startup? And to go back to the mix-ups, 31 frames of startup for an overhead. That's not even save a block. What is? I don't follow the logic. Where is the logic here? How do you explain this move? These
I mean,
moves?
doesn't he have an unblockable on the ground?
No, half of those setups are garbage. You can
No. I mean, let's say he knocks you down, and he does like that unblockable ground pound thing.
yeah, it's
mean-
good. It gives you 30%. It has off the ground properties, OTG. It's very good. But at the end, it still leads to 40% which is very good. But it's not anything game breaking that ignores the his weaknesses, his footsies.
Wait. What's wrong with this down 4?
It's good, but here's the problem: his advanced.
Wait. What's wrong with that instant? What's wrong with him jumping in the air and doing that? That shock thing. That thing beats all footsies. That's a dive kick that doesn't have a hurt box and it hits low.
Do you know how a minus it is when you land on the ground? Have you tested that?
The normal one's pretty good.
Minus 21.
The normal one.
All of them, yes. In
Not
fact,
if you do it low to the ground, though.
but then you can react to it. Then if he's gonna do it, you can jump in the air with him and catch him in the air trying to do that.
Well, if you're jumping in the...
Slips, you're missing the point. I'm trying to you saw some of the categories: 50-50 pressure, defensive options, zoning, neutral game. I'm evaluating the character at a very basic level, and I'm trying to match his tools to the better characters in the game, and he doesn't have them. There might be some setups people are still exploring. That's fine. Footsies, his best footsie tool, at least advanced segment, is 19 frames. I mean, if Scorpion had a 19 frame advanced segment, which by the way doesn't even advance that much, what would your reaction be? I know you'd call it trash.
But what about the... His down 4 doesn't have a hurt box.
It's good.
And you can cancel it into safe moves, right?
You can interrupt all of them, actually. His down 4 isn't even fast. It's like 13 frames, I believe, if I recall correctly. That's nothing special. You have Predator in the game, who has an 8 frame down 4, which is even more range. And which can be made safe, by the way. You can't make his down 4 safe.
With anything. None of those moves?
I tried the down back 1 cancel, which is kind of like that, I think it's Stone Shatter. That's what it's called in the in-game move list, an Aftershock. And that doesn't make it safe. I've tried everything because apparently, these people try to debunk me, my thread. That's fine. But they're idiots. I've learned more by debunking them that I've actually, when I went to the lab.
There's
They're both-
zealots.
They are zealots. They're zealots. And honestly, I'll tell you this. They're militants. They're starting a religion on Test Your Mind with this character. Because everything that I say, they're ignoring. One guy told me to use back 3 in footsies. Do you know what back 3 is with Tremor? It's literally a low attack that has no range. You literally have to be point blank to hit it. I don't even know why I'm bothering with these people. I'm not even going to bother anymore. They're fools. They're fools. All of them are fools of the week. With DR being the head, the leader.
The head
Oh,
fool.
the the full, like the full master, I guess. And again, I do think with a couple of buffs, the character could be very good, but right now I just don't see it. Gimmicky setups, terrible footsies.
I don't know. I think his footsies are fine, at least in Aftershock. And I think he's more based on he's going to get you on the ground and then he's going to put you in some shitty situations. I don't think he's based on zoning at all. And I don't know about the crystalline one. I'm not sure about the metallic one. They seem a little more complicated, but I don't know. Aftershock seems fine to me. Just initial impressions. But that's just me.
Okay, so do you have any impressions about the character?
Well, I wish I could comment, but I cannot download him on fucking Xbox because it's all fucked
What happened?
up.
What happened?
Like, I go into I have the combat pack. It just says Tremor coming soon, even though I have him downloaded. So,
Have you tried the usual shenanigans, restart?
I've tried everything: deleting, re-downloading, restarting. I don't know.
Well, let's transition here. Like, I noticed, and we're talking about this privately and together, the online of this game.
Oh God.
Go ahead. You want to comment on that?
I do. Now, you guys play on PS4, and I hear it's a little better on PS4. So I'm on Xbox. I'm going to be honest with you. This game has been nothing but a headache as far as the online goes. Like, my DLC's disappearing. I can't download the shit. I set aside 2 or 3 hours this morning to try out Tremor just to talk about him on the show. And I couldn't download him. And I don't get it. Like, all my other games work fine. There's also a problem on Xbox. It's called the loading screen of death. Numerous users on Touch Your Mind are getting this. This is only on Xbox. When you go to the connecting to online screen, it freezes on that screen. And it will stay on this screen for upwards of 5 to 20 minutes. Now, the problem is when it eventually does load a match, after every match, it goes back to this screen where you have to wait 5 to 20 minutes. So,
I mean, is that NRS's fault or is that Xbox?
Yeah.
Nobody knows for sure. It's only happening to certain people, but there is a lot of them. But, I mean, we shouldn't be having to do this shit just to play online. Okay, even when we get it working, the lag is atrocious. Like, I'm an online warrior. I've played since MK9. I've played since Injustice, and I can tolerate it. Like, Injustice wasn't that bad online. This game is worse. I don't get it.
Are you trying to play people like far away from you? Have you tried to play people like who are close to you, locally, or anything like that?
I've tried everyone on my friends list. I've had maybe 2 or 3 that were decent connections. Everyone else is just shit.
I do think, and I think Slips will agree with me, maybe like 5 to 6, 7, 8 years ago, online gameplay was, considered scrubby. But that era is over. Like, that's finished. High-level players alike, are trying to take advantage of online gameplay to level up. I mean, Slips, do you agree? I think this is getting more and more important, and the NRS has to get this right. They have to.
They have to.
I agree. The future of gaming is online. It is. It's like every other genre has moved to this. First-person shooters is all about online. I mean, what name a genre? Like, those role-playing games. Everything is pretty much online. Like, every competitive game, it's all about how good. Like, it's all about online. You get better by playing online, and it should be better. Like, it's there's fighting games on last generations that are way better than this. Tekken Tag 2's got a good netcode. Killer Instincts, I mean, that's next gen.
It's
but
amazing.
It's great. Awesome. Like, HD Remix. I mean, even Street Fighter 4, it's viable. Like, you can play someone good and with a decent connection, and you'll actually it helps a lot. When I played Tekken Tag 2, when I won Seasons Beatings, I played offline maybe one time. I didn't play. It was strictly online. I was an online warrior in Tekken Tag 2, and that was good enough for me to go and win a tournament, and that's how it should be. Like that is the future. It's the future. It's online. It's the internet.
It's not even
I
the
don't.
future, it's the now. It should be.
It's a glaring oversight, and I don't know why they're not addressing it.
It's holding this game back. It's the worst thing about this game at this point.
I agree. This game's amazing, and people aren't. How many people can't actually enjoy the game because the online is so bad? Like like you guys heard me. I think this game is brilliant, and I think it sucks that there's going to be thousands upon thousands of people that don't have an offline scene. Their only option is online, and they can't actually enjoy how great of a game this is because they just don't want to make a good netcode. I just don't get it.
Dude, I love Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. And even I don't want to turn it on and play it just because it's so frustrating.
I started playing online, and I mean, it got to the point where I was just like, I'm only using Inferno online because I think Inferno's Scorpion's worst variation. And I was just like, well, it's good online because it's so fucking shitty.
Arise.
Yeah, it's like I know this is not actually good, but it is online. I mean, you guys have heard me say it for MK9 and Injustice. When you play online, it's almost like a completely different game. It's completely read-based. You can't... There's matchups where there's things where you should be able to react to and you don't have to worry about it, but online you do. And I can't stand that. And I can't do it. I just can't do it. And it sucks because I'll probably end up going to a tournament. There's already, 70 freaking characters in the game? I can't get enough matchup experience. And now because of not now, but because of online, I'm going to have even less. And it's a shame. Like, I shouldn't have to think about, you know what, I'd like to contact Reno Rax and maybe I can go to Yomi for a vacation for a couple weeks.
Just to get matchup experience.
Yeah, like I shouldn't even have to think about that, but I've thought about that. It's just like, man, it's like, man, all those great players are there. Maybe I should go there too. I mean, because they're actually playing the game. It sucks.
Like, let's be realistic. For this game, it's probably not going to get improved much. But in the future, the next game, they've got to get it right. They've got to. I don't even, I don't know what more we could say. I mean, we've been complaining about it for years. Since MK9.
I don't know what more we can do about it. And they need to get, if they don't get their heads out of their ass, it's going to start hurting sales. And then,
they need to get new people in charge of whoever's in charge of the online. Like,
it's bad.
They've got to do something. Like,
it is the worst thing about this game.
Absolutely. And it's driving people away from it.
And you can't blame them.
You can't.
You can't even blame them.
If I wasn't this passionate about MK, there's no way I would still be, hanging around. But what can you do? I love the franchise. So. Thinking about getting a PS4. We'll see if that's.
Well, let me tell you just real quick. Like, I've played some local guys and it was playable. And I even played Theo a couple of times, and I was shocked that it was playable. But sometimes it was it was just unplayable. You can't do anything. You can't punish like -30 moves. Like it's unbearable. But with the local guys, with THDB, with Master D, with playing to win, I could get ribs, somewhat good connections. But sometimes it's unbearable. It's atrocious.
Yeah.
But let me, if you don't mind, let me lighten up the mood.
Yes.
You guys know I like Tremor. I talk very badly about Tremor, but I do want to share a joke with you. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna try to make this a, bi-weekly, monthly segment, depending on how many times we do the show. Are you guys ready for a joke? Tremor joke.
I think so. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. And I want Slips to try to guess this one. Slips, since I know you do womanizer around here.
What?
Why couldn't Kitana reject Tremor?
Why couldn't she reject?
Yeah, why couldn't she reject Tremor?
I don't know.
Because he was as hard as a rock.
Okay.
Come on, guys, give me some fucking props.
That might be the intro.
No props?
That was your joke?
No props.
Yeah, you didn't like it?
In fact, negative props.
Was that supposed to be some big creative pun?
Yeah, you didn't
I
like
think
it.
I've seen like 8 of those puns on TYM. Like,
Dave, how long did that?
Katana, why not
It
Tanya?
took me, like, I was honestly like thinking. I was preparing for the show. It took me like 30 minutes to come up with it.
What are you talking about? You could just go to TYM and just read. You read through your thread.
Dude,
There's
don't
just
make
nothing
me
but
do
rock
another one. Give me at least a little bit of props.
I'll give you props for
The
being
guts to
so
say it.
passionate
Guys,
about it.
laugh. Come on, dude. I thought it was at least moderately funny.
Next topic.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'll promise. You know, I'm sorry for disappointing the viewers. I'll try better next time. I think I got something. I think already I'm thinking about something that's a lot better. But at least I thought I gave it a shot.
Speaking of womanizing, K7, what do you think about this? I've been like dating this girl. After like 5 dates, after the 5th date, we had sex. The next day, she gets into a car accident. She goes to the hospital. Are you obligated to go visit her?
Like how bad? Like how bad is the car? The injury?
Broken. She had a broken arm and a punctured lung.
Yeah. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Why wouldn't you? I don't get it. Why wouldn't you go?
I mean, it's only 5 days. I don't know where that's not the condition I want to meet her parents and shit, you know?
No,
Like,
no,
I
no.
don't wanna,
You go when everybody
like,
else is
go
going.
in there and it's just like, oh, I'm the guy that she just fucked and we've just seen each other 5 times, you know?
No.
Like-
You go when they're gone. You go. You arrange a time where it's just you and her.
I mean, what if they're there the whole time? What if they're super loving parents?
Well, you gotta man up then. You gotta flame on.
Well, you're better people than I am, I
Wait,
guess.
so like the night after you fucked her, is that when the car accident happened? Like the next day?
The next day it happened.
You gotta go.
Dude. I didn't go. So.
Oh, did you like call her and shit?
Yeah, I called, and like, I was like, oh, shit.
Just like get another one. Fuck it, it's over.
Alright, I just thought I'd ask
Wait,
you.
isn't that kind of a blow up? I mean,
Yeah, you should have gone, dude.
yeah, you should have gone, dude. You need to apologize.
That's kind of apologize for.
Yeah, seriously, apologize.
I texted her, I was just like, should I come visit you? And she was like, nah. She was like, don't worry about it. And so,
What did you say? Like, dude, I'm.
what am I supposed to bring her? Flowers and chocolate?
Yeah, like, you're not supposed to stay home practice scorpion combos, but while your girlfriend is seriously injured. I mean, come on, dude, apologize.
Like, is it?
We're not even for sure girlfriend. Like,
It's a casual
just
thing.
yeah, like we don't even know what it is yet, and I'm supposed
5 dates, though.
that pretty much validates it's like I'm your dude, and like we haven't even had that talk yet. Like that's crazy. You
But
guys are
5 dates?
crazy.
But 5 dates, though. Why would you go? I just don't get it.
If it was just a broken arm, I could say no. But a punctured lung and a broken arm, you gotta go.
Punctured lung's nothing.
That's
fine.
serious.
I'm not gonna die from a punctured.
You can die from that. What if she died, dude? You'd
She
feel
was
like an asshole.
fine. She was texting me.
What if she died mid-text? She's like, I'm fine. Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's
Slips, does she know you care more about MKX than her?
she knows I like it a lot.
Okay.
All right. Well, she's aware of it.
I've put the disclaimer out there.
She knows you're a nerd.
Did you guys see Guilty Gear on Sports Center?
No.
You didn't see that?
What
Like
do you
the
mean?
Did you
game
see that
Guilty Gear?
like did you see Ogawa and that Amelia player in top 8? And the guy thought he won, and he got up early and started celebrating.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That made it on Sports Center.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a top 10 blooper or something like that, and they put it on Sports Center.
Wow.
Oh, is that where he like thought he won and then ended up losing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy did like 100% combo.
Yeah, I did see that.
That's on that man. That was on Sports Center, dude. Like, do you know how pissed off I was? I was like, I was pissed, but I was also like, that just kind of like validated my life a little bit. I was like, damn. I was like, this is like modern society just approved of my lifestyle a little bit right there. Like,
honestly,
I was like, I'm at home watching EVO, and it's something I normally go to every year, or at least try to, like, really hard. And it's like, man, I couldn't have fucking made Sports Center.
Like your Scorpion combo on Sports Center.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, speaking of news, didn't like K-Brad's Stone Cold Steve Austin entrance?
Oh yeah, that
received lots of attention, to the point where I think even Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is a former WWE wrestler, gave him a shout out in one of the podcasts. I mean, isn't that amazing?
No shit, I didn't know that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's just
that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's getting serious for fighting games.
Dude.
Also, what about that moment where I forgot to play and I feel bad, but he took off his shirt against Punko? Did you guys see
the
that?
other guy took it off too. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was so funny. It was awesome. Like, just amazing moment.
It's getting mainstream. What about all this money they're throwing around?
It's about time, really. Fighting games should be, I don't know, maybe I'm just an asshole, arrogant prick who just likes fighting games so much. Just like, fighting games are the easiest games to follow as far as a spectator goes. Like, this person's that character, that person's that character, they're fighting, who's hitting who, you don't have to know, like, overheads and lows and traps and shit, but you can at least root for something, and you see the life bars, like, I don't know, when you're watching, like, Call of Duty, like, tournaments, like, that's pretty hard. Like, it's just people running around shooting each other. Like, it's kind of hard to follow. I don't know, at least it is for me. As far as a normal person, like, when you're watching League, like...
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Like, there's a bunch of money on the line. That's cool, but I don't know. I've always been surprised that fighting games just haven't gotten more spectator recognition. I guess just because there's just not that many people playing it as much, because... there's egos attached. Like, when you lose in a fighting game, like, it kind of hurts your soul a little bit.
It does.
Yeah, so...
You die a little.
But wouldn't that be, wouldn't that be true for any competitive?
I think most other games, it's a team. Like, you're on part of a team, and you can always blame, this fucking guy just like, he messed his lane up, or, this... or this guy had a bad game, like we lost the flank, or this guy dropped the flag. Like, you can always, it feels like you can always blame something else, or I don't know. Like, but when it's a fighting game, there's one person to blame, and that's you, and you can't figure it out. And I don't know. And fighting games are never as straightforward as like a first-person shooter, where it's just point and shoot. Like, that's all you need to know, really. The maps will come
don't you think that's the problem? I mean, it takes a lot, especially like in terms of the matchup, to get good at a fighting game, because you can learn the combos, but there's always these other characters that you have to figure out. How do you fight him? What's the best way? Like, do you know what I mean? There's a certain profound of depth that's included that I think turns off a lot of people.
But shouldn't that turn on people? Shouldn't that, like, I don't know. Like,
why though? Because people don't really want to work for that.
Yeah, they don't want to invest the time. They just,
Exactly.
I don't know. I think it's when I don't know. I'm the type of person, if I can't figure something out, I'll do everything I can to figure it out.
Most people aren't like that. They don't care. I've always thought of like fighting games, like, how when you lose, or like when you win, you're really happy. When you lose, you're really sad. You're kind of like stealing happiness from that loser and like applying it to yourself.
Yeah,
I like
it's awesome.
yeah, it's awesome. It's like you're
great.
stealing a little piece of their soul.
Yeah, it's like getting life.
Yeah,
Like the more people
It's tight.
I beat, it's like the more life I'm getting.
he's like, fuck, and you're like, yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
great.
I don't know.
What do you think of Predator?
I think he's really good.
I love him, dude.
I love him too.
He's awesome.
I saw he was your avatar.
I think he's gonna be my main. I think I'm gonna stick with him for a while.
I'm surprised he's not getting more love. Like I go to the Predator forums every day, and it's Predator. He's fucking brand new, and like there's a handful of posts a day in the Predator forums. It's like, man, I guess
It's
no
mainly
one's
just combos.
right, and I don't know why.
I like the laser one.
Oh, you like the
The
HQ?
Q-tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say triple beams.
Triple
Triple
beam.
beam
People like
variation.
people usually say HQT, just to shorten it.
I don't like that.
I don't
You
like
don't
it
like it?
either.
I don't like QT.
Yeah, it's cutie.
I don't.
Cutie.
Yeah, oh yeah, I see what you mean. Well, let me. I think that variation has some of the best zoning in the game for sure.
Yeah.
Once people figure out like how safe the fireballs are, the down 4,
Down
again,
4 low laser. Oh yeah.
low laser, down 4. What is that? Plasma caster cancels. You can make it safe. You also have some offense. I think his only weakness is honestly defense. When you get knocked down, I mean, you really can't spam that, EX stab because a lot of
it'll get stubbed.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, exactly. It will get stuffed. I think that's his only weakness, though. Everything else, more or less, he can handle.
That
yeah,
variation is. I think that's the go-to variation. Like, I personally, like, there's really no weakness. Like, I can see weaknesses with the other variations, kind of. Like, I don't know. It feels like you can kind of run away from them. His down force punishable, in the other variations, like Cassie can full combo punish it on block. I mean, that's a problem, I think. But yeah, the triple beams. He's got great anti-air in that one.
Mhm.
He can get 36% at least if he anti-airs you with a laser or with one of those discs with a barometer. I mean, it's good. He's got great footsies. He's got great zoning. He's got great anti-zoning. Predators, he's good. The only problem is he's like a rock. Like he just sits there. Like he can't move anywhere.
Yeah,
like,
his movement
walk
is not
speed
that
sucks.
good. Yeah.
His dash is pretty bad. His run is like I run across the screen and then my run is completely gone. It's like holy shit.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
kinda
get
slow.
hit. It's just like god damn. I
It's
can't.
just like also
break.
like his backdash. I don't know if you guys noticed this. His backdash like also has like more recovery frames than usual. Like at least that's kind of what I found.
That's what I noticed too.
Yeah, like if you
he's-
backdash, there are some recovery frames there. Like it's in general, like it's hard to get away. Like it's hard to create space when you kind of need it to.
Yeah.
And, again,
feel-
like go ahead.
I feel like the triple beams for how the weakness that he has for getting knocked down and his shitty movement, his shitty backdash, like he's supposed to have like really good zoning. He's supposed to be really hard to get in on, and when you finally do, then you can fuck him up. I'm not sure about the other two variations. Like
Well, I
The
heard that
trap one seems good.
the trap one
Isn't
seems
isn't
like-
that the one that Sonic Fox has been using?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I heard he's doing really good with it. So Sure,
He
that
was
one's good, too.
streaming. He was streaming earlier against Honeybee, and I saw like 60% combos. And I'm not even kidding you.
1 bar.
I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2 bars, but still, I mean, in this game, even for 2 bars, if you can do 60%,
Yeah, that's good.
I would go for it
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, yeah, he looks good. The Warrior one doesn't seem that bad either. He's
Oh, the overhead one.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
got good mobility. He's got 50-50. He looks good. He's got
Yeah,
better
you can-
armor in that one for sure.
Yeah, you can use, whatever that double
The
punch is called. They look like Ares'
Capital punishment.
Yeah, if you like do like an instant area version of that, I'm not sure if you can react to that.
I don't think
creates
so.
some. Yeah, so it creates
That's what
some 50.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's 50-50, I think. I think he can run up back 3-1-1, or he can run up instant air overhead smash. And the overhead smash is safe from what I understand. And it has
Really?
armor.
Totally
you-
safe.
Yeah.
It might be like minus 8 minus 7. Don't quote me on it because I'm not familiar with that stance because uh, playing to win uses as Slip calls it. What did you call it? The triple beam
Triple
one?
beams.
Yeah, so that's the one. I do think that's the go-to one because it has the most ways to make downforce safe.
Right.
But the others, you can't count them out. I mean, I saw what Sonic Fox was doing, and it was ridiculous. So
It seems like that the self-destruct thing is kind of hard to land because, like, if you do that, like, and you have it counting down, they're just gonna run away from you. Like,
true.
it seems hard to set up.
But that's what that pounce is for, I think.
The stab, like the claw.
No, the pounce. The capital punishment.
Oh, the overhead.
Double-fisted overhead thing.
Ah.
I think you can kind of get in with that a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I do think the other two stances are zonable. Like because he is kind of slow. You can't make downforce safe. But in triple beams, like you are the man. Like they have to get in on you.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Exactly.
I want a zone. I don't want to be a Z-lot.
You don't want to be a rushdown fool, right?
Correct.
It feels like the other two are good when he has meter. But if he doesn't have meter, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I can see that. I do like the character. I do think he has potential. He could be easily top 10. He's got the tools.
It's the
Again,
Predator.
yeah.
Dude, they nailed his look. He looks
Oh,
perfect.
for sure.
Like, just like the movie. Like, Jason, I think he looks a little off. I mean, he looks good. You can tell it's Jason. But Predator looks perfect.
I love the clicking noises. I love his roar. It's perfect.
All the nods to the movie. Like, they really did a great job on Predator.
It's the Predator.
He's in
They
Mortal Kombat.
really, yeah, I agree. They really did him justice. And that's why I don't understand he's got... Do these kids these days not realize how badass the Predator is?
Well, they're basing
like
it off those Alien vs. Predator movies.
That's probably what they're basing it
That's
on.
bullshit.
He's like a role model for badassness. Who's more badass than Predator? I mean, not even the Terminator is as badass as the Predator. The Predator, even in the game, you can't fight the Predator and not die. He always kills you. He uses your... Oh, I love fighting Reptile. It's just like, oh, yeah, like... the Predator wants Reptile skull. That's the last one of his race. Like, he's probably creaming in his Predator pants or whatever the fuck.
The cup thing.
Yeah, whatever that is. Like, that's the Predator, dude. He's just badass.
What do you think a female Predator looks like?
I don't know. I remember the comics. They said that like the female predators are even bigger and more ferocious, but I don't buy it.
I don't know. The Yautja.
And then I've also heard that there aren't any female. Like, who knows? Like,
How would they reproduce them?
he is so fucking brilliant. Like the first time I watched Predator as a kid, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, what the hell is like? I want people to watch Predator 1 without the context of knowing actually what he is and what's going on. And just imagine if you've never seen Predator. Like, you don't know what the hell's going on. Like, something's hunting them. You know it's an alien. You see the spaceship at the beginning of the movie. So that's like, that's something. Like, you get a basis. But, like, he just looks like a dude, like, with dreads, and he's got a cool helmet. He looks kind of lizardish. And then when he takes off that mask, you're like, holy shit. You're like, this thing's, what the fuck? And he's huge. And he looks like just a monster, but it's a super intelligent monster with technology. He's like a monster on steroids. Like, God, it's the fucking Predator. I love it. I just love him. I fucking love Predator. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So when you put one of my favorite characters ever in a fighting game, one of my favorite things ever, man, it's hard to... I love Scorpion, but it's tough, man. I really like Predator.
You gonna
Well,
main him?
that's what I was gonna ask you. Are you gonna use him over? Let's say you go to a tournament, a big one, CO, EVO, who knows, MLG, ESL. Would you consider using Predator over Scorpion?
It's possible.
Really?
Interesting.
It's possible.
Slips, why do we always play the same character?
I didn't play with Cabal.
Well, in Injustice, you played Cyborg.
I mean, for fun. My business was Scorp and Deathstroke.
Oh.
Cyborg was cool, though. He was fun.
I miss Cyborg.
Do you really?
I do. Kind of miss him.
No, you don't.
I miss him in some matchups, not the Zod matchup.
Not the Zod matchup, not the Martian.
Come on, Dave. That was 7-3. Admit it.
Oh, hey, I agree with you.
Okay.
Let me, speaking of Cyborg, let me give, before I blow him up, of course, for being a fool, let me give Balding some credit. Because he's the hero of the week. He streamed,
Wait, who, Bowling?
Kinetic Balding.
Oh.
He's the cyborg player.
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
The delusional cyborg player, but,
Aquaman's 5'5".
Yeah, 5'5", Zod is 5'5", like who else, with all the other nonsense that he said. But to his credit, and I do appreciate it, that he streamed Tremor gameplay, on Xbox Live, because, they had the character early, and he literally, went through the chat, answered all the questions, tested everything that he could, and I do appreciate that. I mean, just, because people are excited, I was excited, and he tested everything, for us, and I do appreciate that. He's the hero of the week. But dude, his cyborg position, predictions back then, oh my god! I mean, he never got blown up for that, but damn, 5-5 against Aquaman.
That's crazy.
5-5 against Zod.
5'5" with Zod. Well, I think he said he was 6'4" against Zod, didn't he?
I'm not sure. He
might have said 6'4".
He did say some crazy shit though.
Yeah.
Let's be serious.
I think he's just really young, and he was probably just really excited about the character.
True.
He's a good player, though. I've played him. He's really good.
Yeah, he understands the game for sure.
Who do you think is hotter? Who would you rather have sex with, K7? Or both of you? Sarah Connor or Ripley?
T1 Sarah Connor or T2?
T1.
T1.
T1 Sarah Connor?
Yeah.
What if it was T2 Sarah Connor?
Maybe Ripley.
What about Alien 1? Ripley was good.
Yeah.
She was hot. Remember she was undressing? She had those little panties?
The little panties at the end. You could see her bush. Freeze frame it. You can see it. Yeah, I would take T1 Sarah Connor. And then, but I'd take, Alien 1 Ripley over T2 Sarah Connor.
That's the tier list?
That's the tier list.
I go with Ripley. She's pretty hot.
Dude, they're making a new Alien?
They're making a new Predator as well.
Really?
They are?
Yep.
Is Arnold gonna be in it?
No, it's actually awesome. The new Alien is going to take place directly after. They're ignoring Alien 3.
Yeah, it's the guy who did District 9 is doing it.
Maybe we'll see, but the right move is to ignore Alien 3 because that just pretty much shit on the franchise and the direction of where it was going. So that's great. And
it sucked.
Yeah, and the new Predator movie is supposed to be a reboot. It's not going to be fucking Predators or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, Predators was weird. I didn't like it. They had the other race of Predator.
That was dumb, man.
Why did they do that?
That was stupid. I already admire the Predator. I already look at the Predator in high respect, and now there's a race that's even more powerful.
Yeah, that's the weaker Predator.
That's stupid. I already like no. Just forget it. The other one just seemed more like a monster. It was just its weapons were just unleashing beasts at you and stuff.
Yeah, like dogs.
That's stupid. Get the fuck out of here. How the hell would they be more powerful than the other ones? They're throwing dogs at you? Get out of here. It's got a cannon. It's got discs that go through packs of meat and chops people in half.
Gary Busey.
Yeah. Man. What was better, Predator 1 or Predator 2?
I really like Predator 2, but you can't beat Predator 1.
I agree.
Yeah, 1 is...
The cast is too good.
I agree. The good thing about Predator 2 is the weapons. That is actually one thing I'm disappointed in about Predator in the game. Where is the net?
Oh yeah, the retractable net.
Where is the net? The net was iconic in
Yeah,
Predator
that's the
2.
one thing they missed.
That's
Like,
what Cyrax was based on. The net. Where's Predator's net? So Cyrax ain't in the game. At least you could do is give him his net. Damn.
well, I think they went more off of Predator 1, and he didn't really use it in Predator 1. But he does have the disc, and that was in Predator 2.
Got the spear. That was Predator 2.
Yeah, that's true. What the fuck, NRS?
Yeah, where's our net?
Patch it in, Paulo. Patch in that net.
Yeah, I think if you get some more zoning, this community is gonna lose their minds. But you know,
Give it to Warrior.
There you go. I kind of think they're gonna nerf Predator though. That the low laser.
no, if they, dude,
I think
if
they
they
will.
do,
Dude,
no,
I'll
they
be
better
pissed.
not.
That's dog
They're
shit.
gonna add more recovery to that.
I'm gonna make a thread and upload this shit up until it gets 1,000 posts because that's not right.
What
If they nerf the damage, I'm pretty sure Slips will agree. It's fine. Like if they nerf the damage by like 3-4%,
A little.
a little, exactly. You know, like that. We'll pardon that. But dude, do not mess with his recovery frames.
It's what
He's not
minus
broken.
-7. The low.
Yeah,
laser?
exactly. That's a good point. Like Kung Lao can still punish. It's hard though, and you have Cassie, of course, you can punish too. But those projectiles are fine. They fit in the game. The game has a run button.
The game has a run button. It's come on.
It's fast paced. It's easy to get in. It's fine. It really
Yeah,
is.
I agree. As soon as you get within footsie range, it's high risk. Like, it's high risk for him to do a down 4. I mean, his down 4 is pretty bad on whiff. It's high risk to do the low laser, and if he wants to stop you from jumping, it's high risk to do that disc. It's high risk to do the up laser. I mean, yeah, he's good full screen, but so is Sinestro. Once you get close, I mean, well, fuck. Sinestro's nuts, but yeah, I don't. When you get in on Predator, it's fine. I think it's fine. I think he's fine. And you want to nerf, you want to take a couple % off his damage, fine, whatever. But please, I think he should stay the same.
Yeah,
At least until proven otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Well, I don't want it to happen, but I feel it happening. I don't know.
I don't
fair.
think so. Like people complain about the patching, but honestly, what has changed? A lot of the characters, like we have Kung Jin, he was nerfed, he's still top 10. Kung Lao was nerfed to extent top 10. Shinnok, you know, EX Hellspark nerf, still like a lot of these changes. I think NRS did a very good job on. Like nothing was drastically changed where you have one character from top tier going to low, you know, tier. Like you haven't seen that yet in this game.
I agree. I think the percentage of positive changes is even better than it was in Injustice. I think Injustice, like, I think Jeremiah did that little experiment, and I think it was like 85% of the changes were positive, and like 15% were negative.
Yeah.
I can't even think of.
Slip. So you're saying you disagree with Viscant and Ultra David?
Oh God.
Yeah, didn't you blow up Ultrid?
That shit was insane.
What was that about?
They just don't.
They
don't like the patches. They pretty much just don't like the patches. I don't think they realize that they should know better. Like when we get Street Fighter, when we get the Capcom games, they beta tested that shit for a year or two, or not two, but at least a year in their arcade scene in Japan. They're getting the most patched up shit. We're getting the like 5 or 6 patched version of an NRS game, pretty much.
Yeah.
So they don't even see what stupid beta shit was in those, like, you know, MVC 3 beforehand, and you know, Street Fighter 4 vanilla beat before vanilla. Like, they have that benefit in Japan. NRS doesn't have that benefit. NRS has 16-bit Pimp and Gem and testers that come in for a week. That's their. Meanwhile, their main priority is actually getting the game out, getting all the content in it, and selling millions of copies to casual players, because that's how they stay in business. and Capcom isn't staying in business because they aren't catering to the casual players. They mainly stay afloat because their legacy. They're the it's like Coke, like soda, you know? Like what was that the taste tests or whatever from Pepsi to Coke? The Pepsi challenge is
Pepsi
what it
challenge,
was.
yeah.
And Pepsi was winning all these taste tests, and it was actually starting to hurt Coke a little bit because Coke's always the best. And then Coke changed their recipe, and then it became just Coke or whatever the new Coke was. And then everyone was like, "Hey, what the fuck? Coke's still good. We just Pepsi's good too." And then Coke went to Coca-Cola Classic, and then it's like Coke was it's always going to be the killer. Like all Pepsi can do is stay afloat, and there's just people that are going to like Pepsi more than Coke. But Coke's always going to be the killer. Coke's always going to be the best soda ever. Everyone's just always going to buy Coke. And that's the same thing with Street Fighter. That's the fighting game. Hey, do you want to pick up a fight? You know what? I like to learn fighting games. What should I play? Oh, you play Street Fighter. That's just the way it is.
Well, it's a more broad appeal. It's not all dark and fucked up like MK is, so more people are gonna like it.
I guess that too, but
not everyone wants to see someone's heart fucking ripped out and shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think people love that shit. I
love it.
But it's just what I'm saying, man.
I think some of their comments like, "Hey, I wanna make sure that my Kotal Khan, I want to make sure that my strategy with Kotal Khan can hang with P-Patch Tanya." Who cares? I don't give a damn about that. Tanya was killing the game, and you don't want to nerf her because you want to make an irrelevant point. Even if Kotal Khan someone goes even with P-Patch Tanya, which is ridiculous. Like honestly, who cares about that? The game is better off without that stuff. And MIT got top 8 with Tanya anyway, It's irrelevant. So why would we risk, something like that for your own selfish reasons? It's irrelevant. And Go ahead.
To me, it was pretty glaring that like me and Viscant and Ultra David, like we just philosophically just do not agree on what is actually being like capable of balance in fighting games. Like when I said that the patches help, I mean the whole thread was based on it. The patches make the game better. Like it makes the game more balanced, and that's great. Like who doesn't want a balanced fighting games? There's never been, I said this in the thread, there's never been a perfect fighting game with great balance. The closest thing I would say is Tekken. But that's just because every character pretty much plays the same. Like Tekken Tattoo and Tekken 6, every character is exactly the same. Just very slight variations in between. But we've never had, like, no one, for today's standards, no one can go to MVC2 and say that's good, that there's, fucking 50 characters and there's, maybe 8 that are viable? That's fucking garbage. My favorite game of all time is Tekken Tag 1. I love it. I think it's brilliant. But Jesus, in the end, you can only play with about 5 characters and there's 30 of them in the game. Like, that's stupid. Like, that's not going to hold in today's modern era. Now when we know we have patching available and we know that it can be fixed, I just don't understand. Like, that's such a non-utopian way of thinking of, nah, let's just leave it all broken and stupid. It can be fixed. It's like in sports, you have instant replay available, but nah, that's just the way we've been doing things for years. That's tradition. Just if the umpire just completely fucks up the call,
yeah,
let's just leave it like that because that's how we've always done it. Like, get the fuck out of here. We have the technology to make fighting games even better than what they already are. We already love them. We had the technology to make it even better. Why ignore it? Like, I don't get it.
Even Third Strike, which some consider the best Street Fighter game ever made, like, you look at that game and the balance was disastrous.
You can play with about 5 characters.
Like, I think there was one EVO that had like 4 or 5 Chun-Lis. I mean, it was just absurd. Why would you...
Tekken 4 I mean, that was one of the reasons. It's just Jin, Steve, Jin, Steve,
Yeah,
Jin,
Nina,
Julia, Jin,
occasional
Steve. Like
Nina,
that's
yeah.
it. Like that's the game. When the game gets figured out, like it's
Yeah, as
not
long as
everyone wants to play with top tier. Some people just want to play with their favorite character.
yeah, I think as long as the designers they make reasonable changes that's fair to all characters, why would you be against patches is beyond me.
I don't get it. I think play like old school, like these old man syndrome players, like which is fucked up because I'm fucking old, you know. I just don't understand. Like they just think, well, the designers did the best they could. Let us take care of the rest. We'll make the game's meta from here on out. And that's stupid. Like we're taking it beyond what was intended whenever that happens.
And
It's not even. We're not playing the game. Like we're just playing broke versus broke, and that's stupid to me. Like I just don't get it. I want to play MKX. I don't want to play Kung Jin versus Tanya. I want to play the fucking game. Like I admire the mechanics of the game, and I want to be able to use any character I want to play with those mechanics. Not, well, this character just completely bypasses all the mechanics of the game, so I gotta use a character that counters their brokenness with my broken. It's just stupid. Like that's stupid. That's not what fighting games should be about. It should be about, I know how the mechanics of this game better than you. I'm going to prove it by picking my favorite character and showing you.
well, and to be fair, I think NRS has learned a lot from their mistakes in the past. We had MK9 with a lot of questionable stuff going on, with Kano and some of the stuff with Sub-Zero, removing resets. Yet Cyrek has them but as they're progressing, with Injustice and all MK10, like a lot of these changes are reasonable. They don't destroy characters. They don't make characters super top tier. I think there's a reasonable aspect to the balancing process.
I think they're starting to realize what just human reactions and human capability is actually able to overcome and what's not. And yeah, they're getting better at it. Like I don't even know who's your top 5. Let's just do that.
Yeah, let's do that to finish off. Well, I mean, K7, let's have you do that because I gotta think about it first.
All right. I think Kung Lao Tempest #1. Tanya #2. I don't know which variation. One of them. #3. Shit. This is hard.
Exactly. Which is a good thing.
I'll go with Shinnok just to piss off Cowboy. Bone Shaper. Let me look at the pictures. I should have really prepared for this.
Slip just asked it out of nowhere. Put you on the spot.
Goro? No.
Maybe Jax? He could be.
I don't know. He's plus on everything, but
He is, and
He's really underrated, I think.
Oh, he's ridiculously underrated.
I think
I
we're going to
agree.
see someone do something with him soon.
Well, Tyron, he's been getting better and better with them.
I think Cassie's really good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, she's underrated, or better than people think.
I think Cassie's got Flash syndrome. I think it's gonna be a minute before people get really good with her. She's broke though, I agree.
5th, tie between Devore and Raiden. It's best I got right now.
Slips, go ahead.
Man, shit.
It's hard, isn't it?
I don't even know what #1 is.
Just do like in no particular order. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to-
this is not in order.
Okay.
Yeah,
no-
this is there's no way we can tell.
No order. Devora, Raiden, Tanya, Bone Shaper Shinnok, and
Cassie?
she's It's like she's so honest until she gets in, and then she's broke. But she's
Yeah.
honest until then.
Lao?
Oh, yeah, let's go with Lao. Yeah, Lao.
Tempest? Yeah.
Tempest Lao.
Let me say, no particular. Devora, Shinnok, Raiden, Cassie, Kung Lao.
What? No Tremor?
What do you think the problem is with the Cassie players? They just haven't learned the matchups yet?
They suck. No.
Well, honestly, like again, like people forget the game is like only what 3.5 months old. Like, there's plenty of time for people to analyze their characters, and figure out the matchups, figure out the strategies. It's just the beginning, honestly.
She's batshit crazy when she gets in.
Her mix-ups are crazy.
I was there's a few things that I don't think people know. Like, you remember when you can block before this got patched out, you could block and just mash on down one, and then if you block something it would just automatically come out.
Yeah.
Well, that's still the case
select.
for special moves.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
that's true. That's true.
input them all
Yeah,
you want.
She
the
can just
opposite
sit
select.
there, and I mean, a lot of people's low pokes, a lot of their down ones or down threes are -7 or something. She can just sit there and block and just mash out that fucking cartwheel and get a vortex.
Yeah, like on the first frame that's available.
I mean, there's plenty of I even against herself, I think, with the back 1-2-4 or whatever. I think she can even do that. Like, you can just mash it out.
Oh, something I wanted to talk. What do you guys think of the option selects? Like making shit safe with the input. Think that's legit, or is it kind of?
No, it's legit. I mean, we see Raiden players do it. I do it with Scorpion
Do you ever fuck up and get punished for it?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'd say
But-
I'm like 80%.
Do you think it should stay or should it go?
Personally, they're hard to do. I can't even do it every time. I think it's okay, but who knows? Like, we're not Japanese. Maybe they are broke.
That's true. We're not.
That's the problem. Is maybe they are super
Yeah.
broke.
What if in like a year from now, when everybody's got it down, will that hurt the game?
It's hard to say. I mean, the game was all about 50-50 characters, and now the game's all about pressure characters. It definitely benefits the 50-50 characters.
Mhm.
Would it hurt the 50? I mean,
Well, honestly, don't you want? I mean, let's be serious here. The game is not difficult to play in terms of the meta. Like, the mixes are very simple. The pressure for the most part is very simple. If the game is something that requires a lot of skill, some of the run cancels do. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. It should stay as long as it's not broken. Like, I do think the game needs more depth, stuff like that. That requires execution. That requires people to lab. I'm all for that, as long as it's not overpowered.
I'm definitely opposed to Raiden's. Like, Raiden having a vortex in the corners without any consequence for guessing wrong. I mean, that's the reason why we all
That's
have him in our
crazy.
top 5. Like, he's fucking stupid.
Yeah, he's the bane of the corner.
I don't know, if they stay, then cool. If you can do it, then great. If they're gone, then you know what, they're kind of fucking stupid as well. I'm on the fence. Like, they're playing Raiden, I definitely hate them.
I don't like him. I think they should go.
Well, some people suggested, at least for Raiden, to make that overhead not special cancelable, so you wouldn't be able to special cancel it. So he would have to commit to the back 2 and begin -60 or whatever the hell he is.
Hmm.
So that's one way to change it without removing the other
Yeah.
option selects of the game.
I don't know. If I were the designer, I have no idea. I'm not gonna say. I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence. If they stay, then great. If they're gone, then great.
Yeah, because that's something kind of new to NRS games. Well, you guys got anything else before we wrap this shit up?
You guys wanna give out shout outs to anybody? I mean, I don't know. Like, is there something we haven't? Because I do want to, I want to give people credit who, who plays well, people who should be mentioned, for doing a good job in the community. Is there anybody you guys want to mention?
Shoutouts to Reptile.
For real?
I guess.
What do you do? What do you do?
Just being Reptile.
I'll give a shout out to Sneaky Tortoise.
Oh, that
The
guy's good.
Salt Report threads were.
Yeah,
I don't know if he
Wait,
still
he didn't
does them or not, but
But wait a minute,
they were
he
great.
didn't make one this week though, did he?
No, he did a pre-Evo one. He hasn't done one after that.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, those are some of the best threads.
Those are good. Those were good. Yeah, that reminds me of the old 16-bit. What were
Stock report.
Stock
report,
Man, those are gold. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to blow people up so
Yeah,
bad.
those are great.
We got
Well,
Dave.
let's do let's do a quick speculation. Who do you think is gonna be? Like, give me your, to wrap it up, your top 3 salt, individuals, groups, whatever, that are gonna be on there.
Wait, what?
I don't get that.
Like, who's gonna be on there? Like, who's gonna be on the thread? Who's gonna highlight it? Is it gonna be?
Yeah.
Oh,
our thread?
salt.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's gonna be the
no.
Shinnok salt, I guess the M to Dave Tremor salt, like, that kind of stuff.
I think you'll probably be in there for Tremor.
Of course. Anybody else?
Full Tremor.
You mean in the Salt Report?
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Oh,
Who do
okay.
you predict?
Definitely Tremor. Yeah, I mean that's definitely gonna be in there.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe Cowboy too.
Like the Shinnok shit.
Yeah, the Shinnok.
Yeah, that's kind of the new thing, Shinnok.
Anything else?
Maybe Brady.
What did he do?
He was
He
pretty emo. Yeah, I think he quit the game.
Quit the game, didn't he?
Yeah.
I talked to him, I heard so, but I literally, and I don't want to quote anything, he might have been streaming MKX earlier. I saw on the Test Your Might stream list, but I just briefly, skimmed through it. I didn't actually click on it. So I don't know.
I heard he was pretty pissed after Evo though.
What's he mad
Yeah.
about?
I think he lost to M. Betty, like a Quan Chi player who just like did the loop, with-
M. Betty, shout outs to M. Betty. He's not bad.
Yeah, he played Doomsday.
He had a really good Doomsday in Justice. Like
Yeah.
he was legit. He had a decent Reptile too.
He's a KI player too.
Yeah, he's always wearing the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
He ain't bad.
He's always like chewing chaw.
Yeah, super country.
He is. I like it. Alright, what else?
Shout outs.
I
Did you have any other shout outs, Dave?
No, I just want to shout out to my local players, THTB, Master D, Playing to Win, Ninja, CW, hopefully, by the way, hopefully we can, supposedly some Yomi fools will show up this weekend at my place, so we can stream and give some high quality matches, to the community.
Stream some Tremor for us.
Right. Get my ass kicked, right?
Alright, so I think that's gonna wrap it up. This was kind of an experiment, so let us know what you think in the thread. If you like it, if you don't, fuck you.
Fuck about you.
Alright, we're done.
Fight!
Okay, I'm back.
You guys are drinking like rum and beer. You know what I'm drinking? The least manly drink of all, a strawberry Fanta. It's good though.
Dude, the strawberry Fanta girl was the hottest.
Yeah, she is.
I think she was the brunette.
Want a
Thanks.
Fanta? Want a Fanta?
Those are gone. You don't see those anymore.
No, we get them up at work. I got the set of vending machine.
Oh, I mean those girls.
Oh yeah, the commercial. Dude, have you seen Terminator?
No, is it any good?
No, it sucks.
I haven't heard anything, so I assumed it sucked.
It directly shits on like Terminator 1 and 2.
Are you serious?
Yes, I want to blow it up.
Did you see Mad Max?
That was awesome. Yes, I loved it.
That was an amazing movie.
But you know, the original Mad Max director like made that. That's why it's so good. It wasn't like a remake. It was the original dude who made the new one.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It
too.
was awesome.
You can tell, like, it's awesome when you like really can peer through someone's like world that they have imagined.
Yeah, like their imagination.
It's awesome. Like, I mean, it's like that with Star Wars too. It's just like, man, there's a whole lore that this person's thought of that. Like, how the hell? Like, you're like insane. Like, it's Harry Potter too. It's like, how do you think of this entire fucking universe? Like, it's
Just
I don't know. It's awesome.
brilliant minds. They're just made for that kind of shit.
Super creative. Yeah.
Dude, the new Star Wars looks good.
This is my expectation. I'm expecting Star Wars to be good. Since it's that, what is it, Abrams or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be. I'm setting my expectations somewhat high, but not like ridiculous. I want it to be as good as the first Star Trek movie that he did.
That one was good. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, that was a solid. It was a good movie. It was solid. I went away. I was happy. I was like, that was good. Good shit. That's all I want. Just,
the second
you know
one
what?
kind
That
of
was
sucked,
good.
though. Like
Man, that would have been good if they actually would have killed Captain Kirk, like how they killed Spock.
Oh yeah,
The original
with the-
storyline, like the original timeline. If they actually would have had the balls to do it, I would have applauded. I would have been like, "That's awesome."
It was a cop out how it ended. Like,
Yeah, that was weak. Like they just threw in Khan. They just
they rushed him.
It's
He's all right, I guess, but like compared to the first one, I expected a lot better.
they just threw too much shit at us that we didn't need. It's like you could have just taken this storyline and just really elaborated on it instead of just throwing in Khan and all this other whack shit. It's like the stakes were up too far.
What about Jurassic World? Did you see that?
That was good.
That was good. Well, I don't think it was as good as people are saying, but it was pretty good.
I think kids that don't remember the first one, or I think that's the main people that are saying it's like awesome. Like it's pretty much the first one just on crack.
Yeah.
What are you guys
More
talking about?
dinosaurs.
Jurassic
It's more
World.
people dying. It's the first movie on crack.
Yeah, the ending was awesome where they like fought each other, but the rest
Yeah.
of the movie was just okay, I thought.
Yeah. Did
It
you
was-
notice that was the original?
Yeah, it had the claw marks on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, Slips, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking a Bud Light.
Okay.
It's pretty weak.
Have you ever tried a Captain Morgan?
Captain Morgan's good. I mean, there's really not too many beer I don't like.
Captain
Some
Morgan's kinda
ales, like, I mean, some ales are just too much for me, but
Hold on 1 second, hold on.
good. Captain Morgan has a beer? It's rum, I think.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how often I have Captain Morgan, I guess.
It's okay.
Hold on.
got-
What is worse? Smoking weed three times a week or drinking Captain Morgan 4 times a week?
Drinking.
Yeah, I think drinking's worse.
No, 4 times, like, not the whole thing. Like, about third Captain Morgan, coconut rum, it's really good.
That does sound good.
And half, I don't like Coke, vanilla Coke. It's right now it's vanilla Dr. Pepper. 3-4 times a week. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, are you getting like piss drunk or just a little buzz?
No, I'm used to it. Like I'm not fucking drinking, like 3 fucking glasses. Otherwise, I would pass out. You drink one like right now, probably for the whole show. I'll drink, like a full glass.
Well, that's not bad.
Well, here's the thing, man. If you don't eat and you drink, you're gonna get fucked up. Really.
Yeah.